I think I would be terrified if one day we started doing it and there was like 100 people watching, and I'd be like,
my God, that'd be amazing.
be amazing. But
There were like
Mercer.
10 people.
so be like, what?
No pressure.
Today's the day the party wipe.
Freaks out. Ah! Tarask!
Rocks fall, everyone dies! No.
You're dead. Session over.
Ah!
Yeah.
Alright. Everybody good to go?
Just a second.
Yes.
You say just a sec, Megan?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
How dare you?
Is ready now.
Alright,
Okay.
is ready.
Wait, I'm gonna just...
Sure. Okay.
Boy, I wish I hadn't found that.
What was that?
So I wish I hadn't found that. You know,
Found-
the collector's edition.
Oh,
I want that movie.
I'm sure. Well, welcome back, guys. Another wonderful session of D&D, the Black Aurora. This is session 54. I will never stop being surprised by that number, above 50. Gosh, last time we left off was a very contained session, actually. A very simple contained session. We began with combat as you guys were in Mira's negative plane, getting ready to face down her inner darkness, her darkest self, in the middle of a war-torn battlefield between two opposing sides, Dane and Calcifel. The battle was not too bad. A lot of ranged combat, which Mira and Mira specialized in on each side, respectively. But you guys managed to corner Mira's dark self, and even though there were some choice words from Nega Mira cutting through to the dark truths of Mira, I'm using the word Mira a lot when talking about this Mira negative plane. Gee, I can't imagine why. You guys did manage to overcome it and move on to the next negative plane, Medea's, which was revealing some hidden darkness she had been hiding from even her sister. The fact that you were trafficked through the Underelk for a period of time. Facing your own somewhat crazed, bloodthirsty version of yourself, you overcame your inner darkness rather handedly. That battle, I think, almost easier than the Mira one was. Which then left nothing but Q's inner darkness. The inner darkness of a small girl who's 900 plus years old and fought an army or 2 or 12. You were warned before entering it and felt the oppressive wave of negative energy, but felt the need to press on despite Q's warnings to you all. Paisan himself was a little bit pumped at the idea of fighting old Q, Arcus. And your fears were found to be warranted, Q, as your inner darkness was great. Very great. The party did face a manifestation of Arcus from 900 years prior, right around the time of the Great Tragedy. And it was hard fought. Battle nearly took the lives of several of you, Peria having to resort to her Phoenix breastplate. And even still, I think Perry is at what, 8 hit points right now?
Sure am.
Yeah. Q managed to overcome her own inner darkness, as each of you managed to defeat your nega selves, which was wonderfully poetic. And with that, you all returned to Frost at the precipice of possibility, who took in the darkness, but seemed to be unable to hold just as much negative energy that the three of you combined had, which plunged you all into his own negative plane that manifested around him. Throughout this time, there were these strange creatures in these planes that had been attacking you that Peria had identified as the Quarry. The Quarry are denizens of the Realm of Dreams, Dalcor, which is one of the few planes that Elkhest actually has. And from this this revelation, combined with the things you saw in Frost's negative plane, you were able to determine that the true identity of Frost is High King of Gardas, Nyx Gardesia, who apparently is a Kalashtar, and Frost is his quarry half, somehow manifested. Upon seeing the tragedy unfold before you of Nyx's parents being murdered and him being taken in by Castellus and the Order, Frost announced that you were never supposed to see this and immediately ordered that you all wake up. And with probably my shortest recap yet, because it was pretty much all just battles last session, we begin this session with the party coming to consciousness in the tent of Therumis of the Clear Sky, leader of Deostalos. The party is sat in a circle, laying down, surrounding Frost, who was meditating in the middle, and immediately you all jolt to consciousness. The last thing in your mind is the scene you saw in Frost's negative plane. As you all come to consciousness, not including whatever decay you have, you all have 2 points of exhaustion
Nice.
on top of whatever your decay may be causing you to have.
Oh, shit.
Is anyone dead?
I am almost dead.
Nice. Nice.
Oh my god.
I'm
So,
probably
Why
the
is
best
it
Your
not
off.
like
bodies
it's
are-
sorry.
Your bodies are incredibly sore and lethargic,
oh my god.
like you came through the worst fever of your life. As you all stagger to consciousness, several attendants rush to your sides and begin to forcefully feed you some water and fruit. Frost in the middle of the room, as you guys barely conscious can see him, fades into snow dust, frost dust, powder,
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. And you all find yourselves kind of coming in and out of consciousness.
I
Why
don't.
does it feel like a cart ran over me and then backed up?
Oh, stop talking.
How many
you're
times
so
did yours
loud.
back up?
Oh,
How
Oh,
many
God.
days has it been?
Peria, as you ask that, you feel something brush across your face, and the light brush of like leaves passes over you. As you see Lanley leaning over your body, waving the branch across your face. As he does, this strange tension relieves leaves from yourself, and you see a number of flowering buds on the branch snap off. He waves it over the next one. It's only been a few hours. It may feel like longer because your bodies have been through a great ordeal.
Okay.
I do not know the full extent of what you experienced. The one who brought you in there has vanished. But it seems the pathway is open, and he starts moving. He moves over Medea. He waves the branch across your face, and as he does, a whole branch of it snaps off.
oh,
There was a lot there. All right.
oh.
He moves his way across the room over each of you, and even those of you who were not subject to the curse had some residual negative energy that is absorbed by this strange branch, which slowly crumbles bit by bit until eventually it reaches Q. At this point, it's
Oh.
basically just a stick with little tiny branch bits that were broken off. As it reaches Q, he waves it over, and it just splinters. Oh, my. You all must have endured something remarkable. You
Yeah.
need rest.
Yes,
I
please.
agree with that.
Oh. I can
I will
barely move.
let Lady Ferumis know that you are all alive, but please fetch water. And he gestures over. As he is leaving the room, you all feel a little bit more life come back to your bodies, but you're still exhausted to your core.
Rising, Lunan, you're okay.
You hear almost in unison,
Okay, you're strong. You lie.
Fuck!
Sister, you don't want to cut my throat anymore, right?
I don't think so.
I will say, Medea, Mira, and Q, you feel no dark impulses, no nasty, horrible, evil little thoughts. Your alignment has not changed. You are free of the curse of the Kulum King. Fun fact, if you guys had succumbed to the curse, and then died, you would have risen as a Kulum King.
Oh yeah.
It
Horrible.
procreates.
Truly horrible beast.
Oh,
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Fuel. Nightmare fuel. All right. Well, I'm sleeping. If I can sleep, maybe.
Lanley. Are you still here?
An attendant next to you is like, Master Lanley has left to go with Lady Ferumis. My name is Vest. What can I get for you?
Hi, Vest. I need to ask Lanley a very important question.
I will pass on whatever it is.
Okay, my very
But you must
important...
conserve your energy.
It's fine, but here's the question. Is this place hidden from divination magic?
I will inquire.
Okay, thank you. Boom.
She's out.
As you guys are resting, eventually Lanley does return. You guys are transitioned by some servants into beds. You were given fresh fruit, clean water. They hold rags to your head to cool you down. You guys are basically given the whole, you just had a truck hit you treatment you could possibly have.
We finally got our spot.
White auras circulate the room and throughout the day steadily cleanse your decay.
Oh, good. I was at half health.
Yep.
How much decay?
I had 28.
All of
it?
All of it. They will steadily remove all of it from you.
Becky, I went full ham when we
so
when we got
close
into
to dying.
Qs. I was I got 2 levels of exhaustion, so I was 12 away.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I was
2.
19.
At first I thought I was 2, but then I realized I was 12.
Paizane was at 18, so he wasn't too
Yeah.
bad, but
I was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Lunan had like 8, I think.
just like,
You're
oh
almost-
shit,
That's what I had.
Q's gonna screw
can't
us up. 10 points to heal myself, 10 points to go
Yep.
ham on damage.
Yep. That's why Paizane did burst, I think.
Yeah, like
Was-
we don't use that shit anymore because it's so expensive.
Okay. Well, thank you, whoever you are.
Oh.
Whoever.
Yes, thank you, Vest and others.
That feels
Eventually,
good.
time is moving in a way it's hard to keep track. You could have been here 5 minutes, you could have been here 5 hours.
We're like,
But
in and out
eventually-
of consciousness.
Very much so. Eventually, you all are conscious at one time when Lanley and Ferumis, the elderly woman, you haven't seen her actually walking yet, the incredibly old elven woman. She is up and has a cane in one hand, slowly making her way into the room with you all. Lanley opening the sash for her, holding it back. Well, it is good to see you. We're all amongst the living still, and as I understand it, you are not changed. This is good. I know this is a ridiculous question, but how are you feeling?
Better than I was.
Good.
A little tired, but feeling a lot better.
It hurts, so I know I'm alive.
That is
That's a
good
way
to
put
hear.
it.
You are all free to take as long as you need to rest.
No, we
Now
can't.
that we know we can trust you, and you are not corrupted by the crones, we would like to honor you for what you have done for our people. Please, take as much time as you need. You are our honored guests of Deostalos from this day forward.
Sweet.
Lonley also steps forward and comes over to Peria's side and kneels down. I understand you were inquiring about the defenses of this conclave.
Yes. We have not made friends with those in Aspira.
I understand. Neither have we.
Right. Just wanted to make sure we weren't imparting additional dangers on you by lingering for too long.
I would not worry about this. They have not found us this long, and if your trespasses against them should lead them to us, we are prepared. Regardless, you need to rest.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure,
I will redouble the barrier to the best of my abilities.
That's a good idea. They caught our scent back by the giant tree whose name I forgot.
The rhyme tree, I understand.
Yes.
I will see about diverting them as best as possible. Oh, that reminds me.
That reminds me, I need to do a roll.
No.
Oh,
No.
Oh, what does that mean?
That's either
Okay.
good or bad.
Oh my
That's
God.
either
that's
yep,
interesting.
really
It's
good or
either
really
good
bad.
or really bad.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I
Lonley,
hope it's good.
Lonley pats your arm. Just rest. You all need it. Attendants come throughout the room and they gesture for you guys to lean forward one by one. They prop up a pillow behind you and they give you the full hospital rundown care. They also give each of you a pendant or an amulet of some sort they drape around your neck. And Lonley mentions, these are gifts of Deostalos. These will protect you and safeguard you in your sleep. I will add to everyone's inventory, reward number 1. You all have gained a life tether Ankh.
Ooh.
It does not require attunement.
It's very druidy.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Let's see here. Well,
It's like something
necklace.
Sylvan will wear. Ain't that right, Mira?
Ooh.
Oh, if you use the on normally.
It is
Nice.
basically a weekly rechargeable, guaranteed death save.
Holy shit.
That's nice when you fail
Alright.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my.
There's a new resource going in there.
Alright, I'm gonna put this over here. Yes.
Okay.
As you are all adorned with these, you feel this almost warm pulse from it, like it's protecting you from falling deeper into this fever you have, this near-death experience you all went through.
This is not like it.
This is cool.
When you are all in a better state, we can discuss the Feladar's location.
Sounds good to me.
Yep, that sounds good.
Then
Good
please,
night.
rest.
Nighttime yet?
Is it nighttime?
I don't think I care.
It's hard to tell. You guys are inside of a heavy leather tent.
Oh,
There's no real windows. There is a faint scent of incense, lots of herbs. You're all piled under blankets on beds, and constantly being attended to by druids with fresh fruit, water, and occasional purification and healing magics to keep you all stable. You all spend the next 2 days resting fully to remove the exhaustion from your bodies.
oh my
Yeah, we
god.
So for
Okay.
anyone who has rechargeable stuff that has not been fully recharged, such as a rock in a bucket of water,
It's still going.
still going. 2 more days.
We're at 42 out of 70.
Nice.
Doing good.
Can we expend hit dice? Or just
You're
just-
full
you heal
rest.
full.
Full
You're
rest.
good.
By the end of those 2 days, you're full rest.
Great.
I'm gonna update.
Fully restore.
No longer at 8 HP.
Cool, my serve is fully recharged.
Yeah.
At the end of the second day of rest, you all find yourselves able to get out of bed for the first time in a couple days.
Oh, I'm sore.
Very sore, very
Oh.
stiff, but the exhaustion has left you. You feel like you finally have your energy back.
I must limber up.
Oy vey.
I'm doing like squats. Oh, yes.
Throughout those 2 days, when we
Absolutely.
were sleeping, did we have any dreams of eyes and frosty stuff? Did we have that recurring dream happen?
During the 2 days of rest, you did not.
I think that's still okay.
Possibly.
I guess during the middle day, message Orlith and let her know that Q and I say hi, and that we're doing great. We're having a great time. Not that we almost died and that we fought hags and,
Right.
Q is a monster back in the day.
I just
I feel like
Yeah, he's still a monster in a good way.
I feel like the response Orlith would give is, I don't fully believe you, but I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. Whatever you're fighting, go get it. I know you guys are capable. I love you. She's onto your shit, but she also appreciates it.
Yeah.
Thanks for not worrying me, you liar.
You see Medea's kind of reapplying some of her makeup where it was messed up a little bit.
It's definitely needing reapplied after 2 days of resting and
If
fever.
if
Like
you
half
notice,
of
she
it is
actually
on the
has a
pillow?
Scar
Yeah.
right here. Yeah.
Oh, she's got like a
Oh.
scar. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys probably would see Medea's face unmakeuped for the first time
There we go. Beautiful. Again.
because of that.
You
Did
know,
I even
you
know
could
that?
leave it.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
did.
Okay.
Okay. I will also say that for the 3 of you who had the experience of facing your inner darkness, the 2 days were not the greatest sleep. Not from the sake of the curse is still there, but from the sake of there's been a lot of nightmares of the moments recurring from those realms, those encounters, the things the darkest parts of yourselves said to you, recurring, resonating. But there's no further effects. Just the realization that might be something you're suppressing.
Well, applying my makeup again.
Physically and emotionally.
I just need
Yes.
another layer.
Literally masking the pain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Is there anything you guys would like to do as you're finding your energy coming back to you and you're getting your footing?
just be like, if anyone wants to talk about their trauma, listen.
Do you really say that?
Yes.
Oh.
But
Inside
I
the
mean,
room before Peria brings up, if anyone wants to talk about their trauma.
look. We all
Are
went
you
through a lot of
therapist?
things. No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
You
just,
Ravi?
No, I'm not. Neither am I FCG, but
Yeah.
like it's just more of like, look, we've all been through a lot of things. A lot of it was unintentionally probably shared, and that's a lot to unpack. And we don't have to talk about it at all, or someone can talk and we can just listen. I don't know. Or we can punch things. Look.
You're right. Q, you were right.
I told you.
You kind of were, yeah.
Yeah,
That's one of
Paisan's
the
like,
only times I will say that.
Paisan's like, yeah, I you'll never hear me say this again, but I don't want to fight you
No.
anymore.
No.
You know, I
Yeah, look at it
thought...
this way. Paisan, as a warrior, fought Arcus and won.
I mean, I don't know if I can view it that way. It didn't feel like a win.
not dead, so that's something.
I guess.
Well,
Well, did our part.
and I know, Medea, I know how much you like wearing the makeup,
Oh yes.
but you know,
Makes me feel pretty.
you are pretty without it. You don't
Mm.
need to cover up anything that you may not like. It doesn't make you lesser. Okay, I'm done being. Anyways, you don't wear makeup.
Well, thank you, but
You
it
do you.
feels better.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
And she'll go like this, and as she goes like this, she actually has a notch in her ear.
Mm.
Little notch.
Oh.
Just a little notch.
It
Feels
looks
better.
good like that.
Well, so what are we going to do now? Are we going to find this Faladar, or I feel like we shouldn't stay here.
Probably
Right.
not for too long. Yeah.
No, we should.
Let's go check stuff off the list.
Yes.
We got a rune for you to find for you two.
So
But
I really hope that the other 3 auras are not this difficult.
Oh, yep.
You know, somehow I feel like it's going to be.
This I don't want to go through this again.
No.
If I ever see one of those horses again, no.
No.
Paisane will comment like, I mean, the unicorn was. I mean, we did fight Father Eric, I guess.
That was,
Yeah.
you know what? Father Eric was nothing compared to this bullshit.
Agreed.
He was a little bag of bones.
yes.
Yeah, it certainly didn't help if Feldar was in the area where 3 hags just happened to be.
Convenient.
Mm.
In
Or
a country.
inconvenient.
I
That
meant
wants
it's an
to, you know.
inconvenient cue.
Fine.
I was
Everything's
being-
fine.
It's fine. Yes, it's fine. Let's go find this thing and then get it. And what do we do with it again?
It's just gonna do its own thing.
We ask it. Q asks it to do something specific, and it does it in its own way.
Oh,
Big.
so it's
Yes.
not guaranteed?
Well, we'll know pretty quickly.
Oh, it
thanks
better
to
be
you.
guaranteed. After all of this, I will make him.
Chaotic evil alignment peeking back out of the corner. Negamira's like,
Oh,
yes.
We'll know pretty quickly thanks to, you know, Perry and Paisane being, you know, part of the Crimson Clan.
Yeah, Paisane's like, oh, I cannot wait. Let's just find it already.
Mm. Sounds good.
Let's get our shit on
Let's
and
go.
let's go.
All right.
Let's go. I get all my stuff.
As you guys are getting yourself armored up and equipped after a few days of wearing your pajamas in bed, basically.
I didn't like that.
Missus.
I need a shower.
There's a small like knock against like a wooden post that holds up one of like the tent flaps, and poking through one of the curtains, you see Lanley, the moss tattoo across the head and the strange wooden arm holding a staff with a flower at the top. I couldn't help but notice you were all up and about. Are we all feeling all right now?
Better? Yes.
Much better.
Think we
Good.
can manage?
Then if you would please follow me, Lady Thrumis has been waiting patiently.
All right.
Is what's her face? Lunan? Was she in that?
Lunan was not in the room when you guys woke up.
Okay.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm good. She's probably doing
Her own druid
Inheritor.
thing.
a druid circle.
So, as you guys are led out of the tent that you've been living in for the last 2 days, there's a good bit of activity in the conclave. People seem to be almost like buzzing with excitement over something. And as you guys are walking to the main tent, you see standing outside, you see Yurni, the protector of the conclave, the one who summoned the ice dragon before, speaking with someone wearing like a massive headdress and like robes, flowers woven in, strange symbols on the cloak you can't really make out. Actually, Mira could make out. There's some form of written druidic that have words of like life, growth, passing, cycle, renewal. And you see Yurni is like adjusting something on the outfit, and they seem to be bickering a little bit. There's a group of people gathered around, and as you get closer, you see the figure wearing the headdress and the robes is Lunan, looking incredibly grumpy. She's like, I don't want to wear this stupid. It's like, you have to. You are going through a ceremony tomorrow. You have to. Like, they're just like fussing off to the side as you guys are passing. You see,
like a wolf whistle
yeah.
to make Lunan embarrassed.
Shut up! You see, Lonley chuckles a little bit. She is being prepared to inherit the role of chieftain, as her mother was. She has potential, but she's taking it hard. Anyways, she is not your concern. You are looking for the Felidar, and Lady Feramis and I have agreed to show you its location. Please. And stepping past Lunan into the main tent, you find Lady Feramis back in her chair, resting, attendants at her side. And there seems to be, perhaps previously hidden, or maybe it was never there to begin with, there is now a relatively large-sized tree in the tent, in the middle, where before there was, you're pretty sure, like an incense holder. There's a tree there now.
Nice.
As you enter, Feramis addresses the parties. I am pleased to hear of your recovery. Now then, I'm sure you're all eager to move straight to the point of why you came here. I heard the story from Lunan. You only came to the White Maw for one purpose. And though you did not intend it, you have done our conclave a great service. Defeating the Crones is no mere feat. It is worthy of praise. And as such, as I did say before, you are now honored guests of Deus Stalos, and honorary members of the Circle of Storms from henceforth. The Felidar was once in the White Maw, but has not been for several years. The Felidar was bonded to Wulder, leader of the Frost Giants of Hirunok's Watch. Unfortunately, when Wulder lost himself after Tempera left, he was no longer fit. The Felidar remained at Hirunok's grave to the east. That was until a decade or so ago, when a traveler came through these lands. We had an encounter with this young man. He nearly died in the snow, not prepared for the harshness of the land, and was rescued by the Felidar, brought to us to be mended. The two formed a powerful pact as new partners. I do not know this man's name, for he only referred to himself as the Vagabond. However, in the effort of ensuring that we always knew the location of the sacred Felidar, we bequeathed him a gift, a young sapling, that he should plant it wherever he ended up, so that we may always be connected. Lanley, and you see Lanley gestures and nods. I have done the scrying ritual It has been planted and it is a fully grown tree. It is healthy and hale. I believe a connection can be formed. Faramis nods. Then, I would like to give you one last parting gift before we send you to this vagabond and his partnered Felidar. She reaches into her robes and retrieves what looks like a small green leaf, but it's rigid, firm, inflexible, and she hands it out. She gestures primarily to Mira, but it's technically to the group. But she gestures this key to you.
Oh.
It's a key in the shape of a leaf, it looks like. I will add to Mira's journal the Dryad's Key. This is a powerful relic we do not hand out freely. But to one who has inherited the will of the Rhyme Tree to bring life to other lands, it is an invaluable tool.
Sorry.
The face.
Like, who?
Thank
I
you.
hope you will return to us someday to tell us of your tales and your other adventures helping the lands you come to. I know the markings of heroes when I see them. You all have the potential. It was an honor meeting you all. And I wanted to thank you on behalf of young Luis, who has decided to stay with us and learn the ways of the Druidic.
Oh, good. She'll be safe with you.
She has told us of the plight of Calabas, and we shall be sending aid to them soon.
Oh,
Calabas.
Yeah.
Is that the town?
is that what they named it?
Sound of their name. It don't have a name.
Is that where she hails from?
I assumed you knew. You met Luis.
She didn't know the name of the town. No one knew the name of this town that we
Oh.
were in.
I suppose that makes sense. It's been probably several hundred years since it was established, before the Crones took over.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Mm.
Can I make a history check?
Travel.
Wait, what?
11
that,
insight.
That poor Chronicle guy.
Medea, what were you trying to incite?
If she accidentally slipped up and said that name, or
No, she seems more so like she's confused that you didn't know what she was
Okay.
talking about.
Okay. Oh well, it's good that she's going to be here safe. So she needs a little bit of protecting, but she's
Yes.
kind.
Perry, you look like you were trying to do something.
I was asked if I can make like a history check to see if I've heard of
Sure. Give me a history check.
Alright.
I think that would make sense for Peria of peoples here.
Make sure it's on normal. Okay, good. Boop. No,
Hey, nope. Doesn't
Yeah,
seem
it's
really
fine.
ringing any bells.
checks out.
I'm gonna
Anyway.
say in twin speak or whatever. You know, last time we went through a tree, we were double crossed.
Talking normally, I think this time it will be fine, sister.
Okay, I'm still going to check though.
I think that's a good
Plus, now we can guarantee that we are traveling somewhere safe.
That's true.
It's once per day travel via plants.
Yep.
Oh my.
That's
Oh, we have to find where those places are too.
We have
right?
to have
Can't
been
So,
just-
to a tree.
For transport via plants, with this key, basically once per day, you can cast it by touching the key to a tree.
Oh, okay.
Transport via plants works where the caster, whoever uses the key, which doesn't have to be Mira, it can be anyone, it's not attunement, must have seen or touched the tree. And I'm going to say it can't just be I saw a forest, therefore I can go to any tree in the forest. It has to be a tree you have some memorable reason for remembering and coming back to. I don't remember every tree I've ever seen, I guarantee that. But rhyme tree, the elder tree. These are very obvious possibilities. Tree in De Stalos, very easy to remember. Basically, from now on, when you guys go somewhere,
Find a tree.
find a tree, make a note of it, and let me know you're making a note of a specific tree, or ask
Okay.
me if there's a tree in the area. And I need someone to keep like a catalog of tree locations.
You know,
Can you
well-
make the Dryad key editable so we can just put it under the
Sure.
key?
I can do
Yeah.
that.
That would be
Can it
easier.
be seen by all players?
I'll make it seen by all players as well.
I think that's just
There we go.
makes sense to keep it with the key.
This is now, yes, this is the party's reward for defeating the crones.
Alright,
Yo! I don't
um,
gotta learn teleport, guys. Thanks.
Teleport's still very useful because you can
I
do it
know.
to places you've never been if you can like envision and such.
Oh, that's like
so
So,
A while.
first
Oh,
thing
days off,
to
yeah.
note is probably this one we're going to right now, in case you ever want to come back here.
is the one
Mhm.
here permanent that we're traveling through?
Hard to say. You might want to take a look at a tree outside. Maybe.
Okay.
There.
This tree seems to have been put here for the purposes of sending you guys away. It might not always be in the middle of a tent.
you can ask
Alright,
AK.
and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
put
there's like
all
one
players know this Talos. We all know the rhyme tree.
Yep.
How did you spell that one? Because it wasn't spelled normal.
Rhyme tree? It was spelled like the word rhyme.
Oh, was it?
Rhyme is in cold, not as in spell, not as in like song. R-I-M-E.
R-I-M-E. And
And
we've all seen. God, what's that one called?
Elder Tree?
Elder tree.
Is that, is
Yes,
that called Elder
Amida's
Tree?
elder tree. We've all been there.
Was there any trees in Susail in like the central area? No. I
Not
don't
anything
think so.
memorable enough,
No,
unfortunately.
Nothing in there either.
Um,
The volcano was
Um,
memorable.
I have
there
one
was
that
in
my
that
character
forest.
specifically.
Euro would have something from the Entfold Wood. Absolutely.
Oh, we could travel to Dane now, full free.
Absolutely. I can't see any reason why living with Sylvan as long as you did, you wouldn't have one from there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, how do I spell Sylvan's name? I forgot.
Sylben, I believe.
I think that's
Sylvan.
Yes.
Sylvan.
I like the idea of transport via plants as the party's fast travel system because it's not breakable. You can't like just scry a location and then teleport there. You have to have a specific location in mind, or like you have to have been there or seen it. So it's fair.
So that's how I
I
have
feel-
it so far. That way we can separate different players' knowledge. If anyone wants to add a tree that they
save.
know.
Nice.
I did hit save. You might have to close and
Cool.
reopen it.
I see it. Yeah.
Ag Forest Stealth Tree. Yep.
Dope. Just dope. Wow, we can go back.
I will say, I don't think for Peria.
I don't think I know any trees.
I was gonna say Narens, but that's like a mobile tree that
Moves,
moves around.
yeah.
It's her staff, so it's hard to know when that would even be
Yeah.
available.
I don't know if like the orphanage in Barteen's Rest had a tree that was
It
memorable
had
or not,
trees,
but,
but
like,
I don't know.
I don't think I would have been like, that's a good
No, I
tree.
thinking back to Calcifel, I don't
Calcifel?
think there was anything.
Maybe the place where Aurora got eaten,
It's possible if that didn't
but
burn
also
down.
got burned down potentially. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think about if there were any like
I'm
noteworthy trees.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because my character was pretty much the whole like southern lowlands, and there's a lot of trees around there.
Sure.
But a
It's about-
notable tree.
It's about remembering one.
Okay.
It's also for specifically for Mira and Medea, a tree that's still there. You guys have been around a long time.
Well, it ain't
Yeah,
gonna be anywhere.
Like here, there's gonna be no trees that she can.
No.
That's true. Q doesn't have any trees she can use because of unfortunate 900-year-olds thing.
Unless it's 900 years old.
Unless it's a really big tree. Yeah,
That would be a freaking massive
And
tree.
you-
that would be a
remember that
memorable
tree.
tree. Yeah.
Now we will.
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
take
But now
note
you
of
will be-
trees.
Taking more note of trees you guys come across. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good looking
So-
tree.
As the party is handed this gift and is explained, is there anything you guys would like to do before setting off through the tree portal Alonle is about to create to go and find the Felidar.
I'll wait.
Well.
Okay.
Nope.
Thank
Okay.
you for this, and
Thank you.
stay safe. And
Of course.
stay unseen.
It is what we are
As
good
we
at.
can.
Is the gift the round tree has given to me, what would be the best way to grow it?
Find lands that do not have the blessing of nature, decaying or dead lands, and restore life to them, however you can.
All right.
The only thing nature really wants, truly, is to exist, to grow, to reproduce, and to create. If you can fulfill that somewhere else in the world, you would be honoring her memory.
Alright. I am
Looks
ready
like
then.
we're going home. No.
Try to think if Pizane has any trees he would know of. I don't think he ever really paid. He lived in Bardas. There weren't a lot of trees
Not a lot of
trees.
necessarily.
He didn't. He didn't.
Palm trees, maybe.
He didn't have a tree that he marked because he's a cat.
Oh God.
Aw.
I mean, he may have had
That's
some, who
odd.
knows, but
I'm sorry.
anyways.
Ask them to say goodbye to Luis for us, and
We
that we
will.
wish her well.
Of course. Well then, Lonley steps forward to the large tree in the center, and he casts transport via plants, with the destination being the gifted tree to the vagabond. As the door begins to form in the middle of the tree, it almost elongates and widens into a circular archway. And from the other side, you can see what looks like a small glade of flowers that then end into cavern.
Oh, we're underground.
Okay.
Familiar to me.
Alright. Here we go.
All right. Yeah. Bye, Lunan.
Good luck,
Good
to you,
luck.
Chief.
Yeah, and you see, like, in the background, it's like,
You got this.
scratches her head. Right, let me organize the party. NPCs.
You'll be the
over
best
there.
chieftain ever.
Believe in yourself.
Okay. Oh,
Whoops.
that was
Sister,
correct.
we had 2 days of
Okay.
sleep. Why are you still tired?
Ah!
We
it's
got
the fly.
twins.
There's so many of
why,
us.
Why did that happen? Ah, no. Okay.
Oh, there's
All
2
right.
Pyzanes.
Okay. All right. I am.
Sister, do you like two Pyzanes?
No.
Okay.
All right. As you guys, hold on a moment. As you guys step through one by one, you immediately step out into soft, moss-covered, like lichen, like not grass, but just like moss growing over itself on stone. To the point where it is lush. There is actually some flowering in it, and the entire walls surrounding you are covered in various beautiful flowering plants and vines. Sunflowers turned towards you as the tree you're stepping out of is illuminating the surrounding cavern slightly. And as you step out, the first thing you notice is there is what looks like a man tending to a garden off to the side, oblivious of your presence. You can see he's wearing like dirtied clothes with like a long apron and big heavy gloves, and has like a trowel in one hand, and is trying to like, looks like, replace a flower or pick something from the garden off to the side. And as you step through, the portal closes behind you.
Huh. Not what I expected.
Huh? What?
Hello.
What? You see, the man turns around. He's like, hi.
So,
Hello.
Greetings.
The circle of storm druids say hi.
Honorary members
Did you
of.
just come out of the tree?
Yes.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Right. Like kind of clumsily gets up. See the man in front of you is looks like human elkin, deep bushy beard, wrinkles set into the face, probably like mid 50s, maybe even later. Slight graying to the hair, but still mostly all right. Looks like a hardy build. As he like brushes off dirt and grime from the apron, he undoes it. Can I help you? You say you're from the druids. You don't look like druids. One of you's a child, the other one's a lion.
What is your name?
Give me a persuasion check real quick.
Sure.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
6.
Wow.
What's your name?
Oh, sorry. I am Mira.
Mira. Okay.
Peria. I'm Peria. This is Medea, Paisin, and Q, who's not a child. She is a grown woman. Just for the reference.
He's very old. Older
Very
than
I'm
Right.
900.
Right. Um.
Beautiful garden.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been working on it for some
See
time.
that?
Sorry, you've really caught me off guard in a moment of some zen for me.
I'm
But please have a seat. You're from the druids.
Yes.
Uh,
sorry.
Is this your tree?
Well, yeah, yes, technically, I suppose. Although to call a tree owned is a bit odd, I suppose. But I guess it was given to me. Now I understand why it was given to me. I thought it was a gift. Now I'm seeing it was a door. Good thing I planted it. Was considering tossing it. Good. Glad I didn't.
Are we in a cave?
You do seem to be underground, and the only light is being produced by these
By the
little
tree.
glowing lights from the tree. The tree seems to be magical in nature in some way.
Okay. Just wanted to.
Are you the vagabond then?
Yes, I was going to try to be coy about that at first, but you all kind of caught me off guard here. If you're here to do anything untoward, I really don't super recommend that.
No. We're just
No.
here because we need to meet the Salazar.
May raises more questions than it answers. Wow, I am getting the weirdest sense of deja vu with you five. This is
Really?
crazy. Yes, this is.
Well,
See, he like looks over to Medea and Mira.
Or something?
He looks over to Medea and Mira and is like, so sword and shield, bow. Okay. Yeah, this is seeming kind of familiar to me. This is weird.
if it
Okay.
helps, the druids only helped us get here because we killed the hags for them.
Right. And just need to clarify, traveler or
Half.
interesting.
Technically, I'm pure Elkin, but I'm also kind of something else entirely.
I get that. Okay. So
We were
Pais-
born here.
We are.
Paisley just goes like,
Elkin.
and his aura flares like, yeah.
Mm,
Miss,
I just
me
flare
and
my
my
aura.
sister are Elkin.
Okay. All right. That's less familiar. Okay.
In a
Okay.
way.
Sorry. Just Sorry, this all just seemed really weirdly
Who
familiar to
Do
me.
we remind you of?
Some very amazing people I used to know a long time ago.
Right.
They were travelers, but you're not. So sorry, it really just took me off guard.
I think I know who this is.
I haven't
Um,
figured it out yet.
I'm blanking.
Anyways, you said you need to meet the Felidar. How do you know about that? How?
Because I've been looking for it as well as a few other celestial
Okay,
beasts.
first of all, him.
Sorry, I didn't know they had genders.
Didn't
I
know.
mean, he hasn't.
Sounded
He
cute.
I don't actually know if there are genders necessarily, but he calls himself Reniket. Just so you know, so you don't call him the Felidar. That's just a bit rude.
Sure, I'll call him Ren.
Good to know.
That's presumptuous, but sure, yeah, okay, you can do that.
I mean,
I
the
think-
Andros Snakes and I are like, we get along just fine. He's the one that told me about
I
them.
don't know what that is.
We're from Susail. The three of us
Oh.
are from Susail. They're
Oh wow, I haven't really. That's interesting. He leans forward a bit more. I've traveled most of the world in the last 20 or so years, and I gotta say, Susail's one of the few places I haven't really been able to get into. The last time I tried to get in there was like a decade ago, and they were doing some ritual, and they weren't really letting people in.
that happened about a couple months ago. Didn't go great for Susail. That's kind of why
Huh.
Q here is looking for those celestial beasts.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Could be
Well.
worse. Sort of.
It could. Yeah, absolutely, it could. And you two, like you can do the twins.
Oh,
I know.
we are from Bardest.
Well, I'm from Dane.
I mean Dane. Fuck,
I
wrong.
was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
say this was
I
like a
was
Lottie
like-
thing going on here.
No,
What?
sorry. Dane.
Dane.
God, what am I?
We're from
We
Dane,
have.
sister. You slept too long. It's okay.
Dane is someplace I'm familiar with. Pretty easy to get in. Very militaristic, but beautiful, beautiful country there.
Lowlands are very nice.
They are. They are. I spent some time there. So all right. So what? How are you with these three then?
Oh, well, we were told to assist Peria. Oh, Rose told us to
They're
assist
escorts.
Peria.
Rose told you to assist.
Oh, you know.
You know-
Rose?
Yes.
You know Rose?
We're part of
We
the
know Rose.
Aurora Guardians.
Mhm.
Rose is
I-
our
I
commander
Oh.
in chief.
I gestured to my pin.
Oh, stupid! I should have noticed. You're from Renati.
Not
Oh, wow.
originally, but
How,
yes.
How is Renati doing? Like, see, he like leans forward a bit more now, like really interested.
Oh, I think I know.
How is Renati doing?
Renati is fine.
It's good. It's a little
Good.
on guard, but it's good.
On guard. Why on guard?
That is
No reason. I'm deceptive. No
Sure.
reason.
Sure, give me a deception check. Martine, he looks a little perplexed, but doesn't push further.
I don't say that.
Things might have changed in the world since you've been here. I don't
See.
know how long you've been here.
Gosh, it's
Decade.
around out of time. It's been a while. Established the Nomad Knights. It was a whole thing.
Oh, we
Um,
met one.
How was their performance? Do you have any reviews, any ratings?
Super great, super nice. Would have loved to have used their services. We just ended up taking a tree
Oh,
instead. Honestly,
makes sense.
would have preferred taking.
In
No, I mean, if
retrospect-
you have tree,
No,
teleporting
no.
powers,
This
that's
was,
pretty-
not our powers. It's a bad situation.
Very bad situation.
they don't need to know more. I get it. I've been through some. I've been through some bad situations myself.
Vesk. No.
Um,
Yes,
Vesk.
Vesk.
Oh
Vesk.
yes, Vesk. Yes.
Vesk.
I think I assigned him to go and check out something in the Holy Land. Last I remember, if memory serves, that was a couple months ago though. Glad to know he's still alive. I never really know for sure until they check back.
Interesting network.
Well, the whole point is it's supposed to be kind of
Covert.
free.
Oh. Like pay as you go, pay what you feel is right.
That and I didn't want to tie anyone down with, like I've had a lot of time. I spent a lot of my life behind a desk, boxed in by bureaucracy and
Oh.
Oh my god.
I needed to get out and see the world, and I didn't want to create an organization that also had me behind a desk. So I didn't create a lot of rules, to be honest. Just as long as people are doing good, helping people,
Yeah,
see,
that's where we
you all remind me of the people I used to know. They were heroes, and they saved my life on more than one occasion. So I wanted to
We do
make the
history
world a
check
better
for
place.
this guy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
absolutely.
From what he's told us, can we do a history check?
Sure.
I don't
History check.
know that I'll get it, but I think Megan got it.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
I have a few
I don't
guesses.
well,
I'm gonna message Becky. I'm gonna message
Sure,
Becky.
go for
I
it.
have a few guesses, but
16?
I'm not 100%.
I'm gonna say none of you are quite getting the
I
roles
have-
I'd need to.
I have a
okay,
specific
that was one of 'em.
question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is the right direction.
I wouldn't know anything of this person.
He's either from one of two places, and I haven't gotten it yet.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's no way this character would know to ask that. Continue.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a 16 history
reference.
being the highest between the two, it doesn't feel like there's so many from the history you guys know of what happened last campaign. So many faces. Feel like it's evading you. But he continues. But yeah, I wanted to create an organization of good. So that's why I made the Nomad Knights. They're protectors, like mercenaries, but we can't be hired for just anything. Right. And it's been going pretty well. Our reputation's been pretty good. We live comfortably within our means, I suppose. I hope, at least. I hope that I'm doing a good job. I'm glad to hear that Vesk is doing well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get so off topic.
Okay.
You need to see Renicat. I can arrange that. He's I think he's doing patrols above ground right now. He's antsy. He likes to keep up on things.
Where are we exactly?
Oh, we're I don't know, 10 minutes west of Ernatel Crater. We're southern tip of Gardas, really, so southeastern.
Convenient.
Why is it convenient?
This is just my sanctuary, my grove. I come here to Gardas is very cold, and this kind of
You come here to Zen.
exactly. It also reminds me of he looks at the tree kind of longingly for a second. And you see as he's looking at the tree, the slightest bits of his aura begin to kind of almost instinctively flare up, and it's a very light purple. The garden makes me remember some very fond memories. So I like to spend my time here, and I ask my knights. That sounds so silly, like I'm a king or something. I ask the Nomad Knights to bring me back seeds from around the world. They seem to flower pretty easily here. I think the druids gave me a really nice tree. I don't really. Well, it's not just the druids tree. I guess it's something of my own doing as well.
Taking care of it.
I've-
Nurture.
I've been given a bit of a green thumb through things. Anyways,
Inside check.
sure.
I'm probably rolling poop today, so. Inside.
17. What are you trying to insight from that?
When he said I got a green thumb through something or another, I guess, is he hiding? Is there a story behind that? I guess?
It feels like there's a story behind a lot of what he's saying. Like he's not sure how much to just share. Like he's going to overshare.
Sure.
There's
Okay.
definitely a story behind that and everything else. If you all would like to, I guess, wait here. It's more comfortable in here than above. Above ground's really not great. But you can come if it's up to you. I could either go get Reniket or bring you to him. Actually, I don't even know. No, I can feel him. He's a little bit south. He's not that far. I can go grab Reniket if you want.
As long as it's not
Sure,
too much
well,
trouble
we'll be
for
here.
you.
Sure. Enjoy some of the fruit. It's
Oh,
delicious. Nutritious. I don't know what it is. I haven't really classified it. Some of it's, I think, from Bardest. Pyzian's like, oh, I could probably identify it then. I'm from Bardest. He's like, really? That's the other place I haven't really been able to get into. I was there briefly. I got abducted by pirates very early on. It was a whole thing. First 2 years of my journey were kind of as a prisoner on the high sea. It's a whole thing. They're actually really nice people once you get past the whole murder and rape. But anyways,
my goodness.
yeah. No, we'll talk more. I want to hear more about Susail and Bardest and oh gosh, it's been a while since I've had some very gosh, you really remind me of them. And he steps off and stands up, brushes himself off, takes off all the work clothes. You do see that he like bends down and picks up like a sword that was tucked behind the log, like straps it to his waist. This isn't for you or anything. Not that I think I could take any of you. I've been polishing up my skills, but you all look like you could kill me in an instant.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. I get that sense. Even the 900-year-old. Sorry, I don't mean to be
He's
rude.
the worst.
What race are you?
I'm Elkin. Let's just say I'm stuck perpetually this size.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Eh. So you get used to it, I guess.
Okay,
Use it to our advantage sometimes.
gotcha. This has been very interesting. I'll
Okay.
go get rid of cat. And
Thank
he
you.
just sort of like jogs out, like muttering the whole way, like I swear it's so familiar, just the whole time.
Peculiar man.
As
That
he's like,
is really
Megan, that's
scary.
what I'm thinking too. I messaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I think we're all
Yeah,
thinking the same
we're,
thing.
yeah, we are.
We'll see.
Hmm.
He's like,
Hmm.
I wonder if he knows Dior. As he's exiting. just loud enough so he can hear it.
Hmm.
Lord Dior.
So as you guys are sitting in this place,
Pretty.
just sort of relaxing in this glade, this grove, there's this sense around you, Mira, specifically because of your now tapped into this druidic nature energy. This tree is certainly magical in nature, but it's not just the tree. It's not just whatever the druids gave him. This area is suffused with this powerful natural magic. He didn't strike you as a druid by any means, but you could almost feel it, Mira, just when he was sitting near you. There's almost like a residue on him of like he was touched by the divine. Like you can feel Amita's influence around you in this place. And as he's leaving, you feel it kind of like growing absent. Eventually, a couple of minutes pass. Does anyone want to do anything before he gets back?
Paise, quick question. Seeing as I guess you would probably know Mom a little bit better, the Imperia. You think she'd like maybe like any flowers in her garden?
All right. First of all, I'm never gonna get used to you calling Crimson Empress Orlith mom. That's gonna take some time. Second of all, I don't think we should really be picking the nice homeless man's flowers.
Obviously, I would ask him for like the seeds.
Well, I mean, you know, actually, she might be interested in some like foreign plants. That'd be kind of interesting. I don't.
Ones that are hyphenated
Believe it or not, for the years I've known Orlith, you two know her better than me because we never got to mom level. Because, ew.
I think that would have a different connotation.
Shush! You will not. We're not going there.
I'm gonna go over here and get whatever's in this basket. I guess it's a
Sure.
tomato or whatever. I will bite it.
It looks like it almost appears to be like a tomato at first. It has the appearance of a tomato, but when you bite into it, it has the consistency of like an apple. So it has like the plump shape.
Harder.
Yeah.
Tap.
The taste is unique. It's sweet, but then almost to like a sour point. Like it wasn't meant to be ingested without being cooked. You're not sure if it's just unripe.
I'm hungry. I'll just bring one over and I'll give
Sure.
one to Mira. You want one? It's a little puckery.
Sure.
We said we could help
Sorry.
ourselves, so I'm doing it.
I ain't.
As long as it don't poison.
We'll find out.
I will.
What is this?
25 nature. Mira, you have no idea what
God
you're holding.
damn it.
No, for what it's worth,
Yeah,
that should
no.
tell you it's not something naturally grown anywhere
Okay.
you're aware of.
So then to
It could be like a crossbreed
that's yeah, I was
between
gonna
two
say,
different things.
plant hybrid.
And as you're looking around, you're realizing this place is a cornucopia of rare and unusual plants, probably all kind of cross-pollinating, and through whatever strange might and magic is here, they're hybridizing. Whatever
You're a
this
little bit
vagabond
robot.
has. Oh, am I?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not
Any
a
better
lot.
now?
Might be Discord.
Let me I'll redo.
Could just be my connection. I don't know.
No,
No,
Okay.
it's robotic for me too.
you're robotic
Yeah.
now.
I'm good.
Oh, giddy.
Hello.
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 It's worse now.
Okay.
Oh
Oh,
no. Oh, right. Talk.
Right.
I will be right back. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Really.
Ring and we're back. Technical
All
difficulties.
right. Where did I leave off before I got robotic-y?
You
You
were
couldn't-
explaining the garden, I believe.
You couldn't identify the fruit because it's a might and magic
Right.
mixed with
Might be a
hybrids.
hybrid fruit.
It does seem like the plants around you are cross-pollinating and possibly hybridizing through whatever strange a might and magic is here that is just allowing these things that would not normally crossbreed to propagate. This place is different. And it possibly produces the combination of a tomato and an apple, which is kind of a weird, not really great flavor. A tapple.
Maybe if you cook the tapple, it'll be better. Maybe.
Slice it, put it on a sandwich.
I kind of like the little sour.
And as you guys are sitting and discussing, you hear the sound of footsteps returning alongside some heavy footfalls of a larger creature alongside. And you hear the discussion of, you simply must meet them. They're fascinating. They really remind me of, you know who. And then a like deeper voice returning is like, You really must stop talking like there's some great secret to this. We all know you knew heroes, and you are one along with them. You don't have to talk me up like that. It's not that big. And as they return, you see what looks like a large, silver-skinned lion with curving horns down the side, walking tall and proud. You see Paizane do a double take. He's like, "Oh my god,
Damn.
majestic!"
Oh, okay. He's happy.
And the vagabond comes over and sits down. You see the Felidar steps forward. "I am the one known as Reniket. I have heard you've come to seek me out specifically. What is your business with me?"
Hey. So
Oh, cute.
name's Q. I'm from Saseo. Alright.
She fucked up.
Thank you, Medea. I was
You're
getting to that.
Okay.
Alright. Long story short, I made a mistake and caused the entire nation of Saseo to lose their aura.
I do not care. He steps forward. He steps forward until he's towering above you. "I do not care what mistakes you made. I wish to know, what are you doing?"
Seeking out your and other celestial beasts' help. You
To
see,
what end?
to restore the auras. I've
You
already gotten a unicorn to agree to help restore the white auras, and a particular Andros Sphinx told me you could restore the crimson auras.
I see. I understand. The time has come then. He's always so right about everything.
You know him too.
Hey,
Sounds like, unfortunately, seems to be the common theme, I think, of
Androsphinx as a species, rare as they are, have the unique ability to peer into the future. He once told myself and a number of other companions that we would be gathered together for all of eternity one day. Inseparable, bound to one goal. Honestly, we all thought he was insane.
She probably caused it.
Unfortunately for you, I have a duty here. I am bound to this one. And I cannot leave without ample reason. You see, the vagabond goes, well, Reniket, they've come a long way, and it sounds like, a lot of people are suffering because of this. Right?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, for one, my adoptive mother and sister, and she gestures to Peria, and also my very close friend, and she points to Paizane, are all without their aura, and we've been given a task that's, aside from this, insanely difficult to complete, and if we don't complete this task, the world is going to literally end.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, good, because I'm great at those.
Oh, yeah,
That
that's
feels
right.
about right.
That's right. Yep.
A natural 1 minus 1 for a 0.
Come on. Worst thing ever, AJ.
Reniket
Woo!
is just kind of looking down at you, head still raised, just shaded lids. I see. the world will end.
I mean, her world at least, right?
So, what I think
You-
my sister's trying to say, very eloquently, and I will step up behind her. The world won't actually end. That was hyperbole, or it was a metaphor. Whatever correct grammar thing.
Exaggeration?
Exaggeration. Yeah,
Dramatization.
very much so. That was Megan fumbling.
Fine.
So, while the world in itself might not end just because Q lost the auras of Susail, but the people of Susail are suffering. That much we are certain of, if auras are not restored. The houses of Susail have, well, their relationships with each other have waned for many centuries. And this is an opportunity to reunite what Susail once was. And we would really appreciate it if you could be a part of that.
I see.
I mean, he wants to go. The Mr. Vagabond guy. You want to go to Sail, right?
I mean, if eventually I'd like to make another trip, but I do have duties here. Nomad Knights have. I need to have a place to call home once in a while.
See,
But-
I'm the one talking, Perry. You just did it so much better.
Well, it's
see-
it's your thing, Q.
You see, Peria, you notice Reniket hasn't taken his eyes off Q the entire time you've been talking.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Reniket looms over Q a bit.
What I do?
Interesting. You are at war with yourself. You are conflicted greatly. Trained and created to be a warrior, but a desire to protect.
I mean, yeah. Ever since
You see, the vagabond leaned forward and is like, Reniket, are you doing your thing right now? You see, Reniket seems to almost be he doesn't notice Peria or even the vagabond speaking. He's just purely on cue.
I mean, the moment I woke up, it's like my sister's been going through so much shit, and
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Feels like you are just made to harm. But you
Okay,
wish
yeah.
to help.
Damn, you're like really driving that in. Yeah, kind of.
You have a strong desire of protection. A guardian. Your words are poor. But your heart does not lie. And you see, he steps forward and leans forward, and his you almost feel like transfixed as his forehead comes down to brush against yours lightly. And Q, images of your negative plane flash through your head of Arcus saying, "Do you really think you can protect her even after this?" Of Arcus hunting down Peria, of you leaping to her defense, saying that even though you were created to be a sword, you could still be someone's shield. And you feel Reniket connect with that feeling. I understand you better now. I shall become the household beast of the Crimson, on one condition.
Okay.
You will make a bond with me, and uphold this new virtue, to be a guardian, to protect.
I mean, you don't gotta tell me twice.
I am not saying this lightly. I need to see conviction. Your first response cannot be to strike. You must consider those around you before yourself, before your own anger and pride. Can you do that?
I don't know, but I'm willing to try.
Then I am willing to give you a chance. He turns back, the renegade turns back over his shoulder, looks over the vagabond. This is farewell, I suppose. But no, I will not forget our time together, Alistair. Faladar turns back to Q and bends his head down. Place your hand upon me.
She will hold up her hand and I guess put it on his forehead.
As you touch the forehead, his head is searing hot, like his body is made of superheated metal. You feel almost like a brand sear into your palm. And I will add to Q, Boon of the Vagabond.
Cool. I think I might have heard of that name before. No.
Possibly.
I don't know. She was there for a good amount of the newer naughty. I don't know if Dior would have mentioned it.
He was useful.
I mean,
Shit.
Who's posting
you okay, Q?
memes?
That's
that was
cute.
me. I did a meme.
I love that. Renicat leans back, writes himself. I suppose I will go and see that Androsphinx now. You said there was a unicorn who came before me, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how she's doing. Very well. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And he begins to step up, and as he steps around the tree, he just, like a cartoon almost, disappears. See
He's an interesting fellow.
Vagabond sitting on lunch, like, yeah, he's really interesting. He's a great guy.
Hey?
Oh shit, he used my name.
Yes, he did, Mr. Alistar. That,
Means nothing to me.
Can I make some kind of check? I mean, I wasn't
21?
looking for
That's
you.
the name with a 21.
Yeah, you can, if you would like to give me a history check.
I
would
did.
Like to, and I probably won't.
I see.
Probably won't. No, okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Mira, it's pretty clear at this point. Mira and Medea, you have lived in Renati for some time. There's probably word. In fact, Mira and Medea, I'd say. Medea mostly because you're picking up on Mira's vibes as she kind of gets it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have seen a much less scruffy, more put together picture framed in the town hall of Renati of one Alistair Hegri, former mayor
Knew it.
of Carrion Hill and then Renati, who abdicated his position to Dior after the descent.
You are the old mayor.
Oh,
Renati.
Let's hear it.
Ah.
I see it. Yeah.
That's concerning. I
Why?
didn't. Well, I was
That town wouldn't have existed without you.
Oh, that's fair. That's very, very kind, but you're very wrong. It was fine without me. I was a worm. I was helpless. I was like a worm on a hook back then.
But look what
After-
you've done now.
Herself down like
Well,
that.
that's thank you. I mean, I'm living in a hole, I guess, but I like it. It's a nice hole.
Yes, but your
Um,
what you've created has done good, from what I have learned.
it's but a fraction of what those heroes have accomplished. I just wanted to make. I wanted to make something of the gift they gave me.
Oh,
Please don't spread that around. I gave up that name a long time ago. Only Renniket and a few others know it. As far as I'm concerned, Alistair Heggery is dead, and it's okay. The vagabond rose under the elder tree 20 years ago. That's all I care about.
alright.
Anyways, it seems that Renniket took a liking to Q here. Was it?
Yes,
That's
Yeah.
rare. That's
You have no idea how rare that is.
I do,
oh no,
but for different reasons.
especially with her.
Okay, Al, guys. I'm right here.
But you're very lovable once we get to know you.
Pison's just sitting off to the side like, that thing was awesome.
So
Yes, it
awesome.
was.
That's the house beast of... Oh!
We have the coolest one.
Crimson is the coolest!
That's right.
Thank goodness.
Oh, hey. Activate your auras, guys.
Oh, right, yeah, it was like instantaneous with the unicorn, right?
Might
I
take
think
longer,
so.
who knows?
Let Paisan go first.
Pizane, his normal red aura that he's had for a while. Alright, it's been a while since I flexed the true crimson, so
No, buddy.
Alright, it's fine, I'm just rusty. I just gotta get back into the rhythm. And Paizane's just kind of sitting like almost like he's taking a poop, like on the like
Yep.
it might take some time, maybe he's delayed, maybe he's probably gonna take some time.
Transport. maybe.
Yeah. Who says he teleported right there?
There, you did have to do some dialogue first.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
what is
Peria, why don't you
on-
try?
Oh, yeah, Peria.
Sure. Flare my aura,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna guide myself for just in case.
Peria isn't, or Mira isn't fully knowledgeable about.
I will pretend to flare my red aura,
Yeah.
or my true crimson aura, and I rolled a 9. So,
So
do
you're
with it as you will.
so
I'm not. I'm
Peria
pretending.
pretends like she can't
Mhm.
activate her red aura.
Yep.
She's like, oh, it's so hard. You're right. Oh, it might take some time.
Yeah.
Paizane's like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, you know what?
Whoa.
Alright, Pat, maybe
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
have no reason
Maybe it would take some
to not
time.
believe her.
I suppose
I
you
don't
can't
think-
expect it to be re-established very
Oh!
second.
Okay.
Paizane's like, I'm gonna get some air real quick. You guys just talk about
Peria, keep-
the vagabond guy. And Paizane's gonna just head out. It's like, and you see, Alistair's like, oh, just be careful. It's fine. He's bigger than the guards.
Oh, you have guards.
Is it clear enough that Paisan is caught on and sad?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah. Damn. Even with a D4, it wouldn't have mattered, so. Insight. Fuck.
No, I think
Shit.
average roll, just as long as you didn't get another like super low.
Bad.
It's pretty. He's not trying to hide it. He's not trying to deceive. He's just,
It's pretty sad.
yeah. He's taking it kind of hard.
What is so wrong with Paisan?
Call you bummed the auras not active yet.
It looked like you had to poo earlier.
No. Q, I'll activate it.
Yeah. So
It
Perry
works.
just full true crimson aura activates
Oh.
for a second.
Turn it off real quick, because I don't want it to
Well,
hurt.
that is what I haven't ever seen a true aura.
Oh, it's gone because it hurts like a motherfucker. But cute. I think it's because
Yeah,
Paizin's,
I get it now.
gone.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. We're on a mission. He's on the list.
Alright,
To
you
get
had
it back.
mentioned that Paizane died and...
All right.
He decayed away.
Decay died.
Oh.
So...
His soul's in the void.
Oh, you were lying!
Yes, very poorly.
I am getting the craziest deja vu again.
Have you done this before?
Huh.
No, but these are the kinds of things that just really seems familiar. I mean, I died and came back to life.
Okay,
And
I
I just-
really hope not. Sorry, not you, sorry.
No,
I
it's
just thought
fine.
of something. She's gonna flare her aura, and she's gonna try to activate Crimson, because she used to be able to do that.
Nothing.
Okay, good. At least not just him.
Hmm.
So Paria can, but Q can't?
Bury again.
Because I got phoenixed, y'all.
Yeah. You got super healed. Super
brought
revived.
back to life.
Alright.
Hopefully
Well...
it doesn't take him too long,
I'll
right?
give him a few minutes or so, and then we should really.
Yeah.
So, I'm obviously missing a lot of context, and it's not my place to ask, but, well, now that the business with Renegade is done, I guess, is there anything I can do to help you with wherever you're going next?
Yeah, you sure can. The twins want to do it.
Wait, what?
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 The I'll look at them incredulously as I am now and be like, the shard. We're close to the woods that we need to go to.
Oh.
Right, that was on the list of things.
Yes,
on the list.
sorry,
That's-
I had
Yeah.
forgotten.
I
Me
didn't
too,
even know that's
actually.
around where we were. Right, okay.
We're
Things a
real
fever
close.
dream.
We're
I haven't, Paria, I didn't live on this continent.
Oh no, that's fine. I just meant the task.
Yes.
Just the
Right.
task. But you do you. Go ahead.
Sorry,
no,
I forgot about it too.
we should probably do that. I suppose,
Fading wood.
yes, the fading wood.
Oh, I wouldn't go there.
We're
if I were
going there
you.
to fix the problem.
Oh, well then I'd definitely go there if I were you. That sounds like a great idea.
If you think we are hero-like.
We
Oh,
are.
absolutely. I mean, take it from someone who's been rescued enough times by real absolute heroes. You guys look like you could rescue me pretty good.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Can I do an insight on this,
Yeah,
please?
sure.
Oh, God, this poor man.
He's thinking of the heyday.
14 insight. What's Medea trying to insight here?
I don't know. Like the way he said that.
He seems like a chronic victim. Would be the way to put it. Like if if you could like personify the concept of like Stockholm syndrome maybe to like a person, somebody who's constantly captured or in peril and just kind of has gotten used to the idea of it.
I mean, we just killed some hags. I'm sure whatever's there is gonna be no big deal comparatively.
I don't know exactly, but I've had some reports from some of my my knights that there's a lot of activity in the woods lately in southern Gardas. A lot of wildlife, dangerous wildlife, wolves and such prowling in larger numbers, and in some cases in larger size. There's actually been some problems with the nearby town of Davos, apparently they've been having attacks recently. We've had a few requests for some escorts through the woods lately. But the Fading Wood is farther to the west. You'd have to pass through a couple of towns. Here, I'll and he like pulls out from one of his packs a map, and I will put you guys. So first, I'll put you on the Ernatel map. This is the. You guys are in the Grove currently.
Okay.
And he notes that the crater, if you ever have need of the Underelk transportation, that connects directly to the Underelk roads that we use to transport people between continents safely. The ruins.
Made.
No. It was definitely. I don't. I'm pretty sure somebody blew it up. I'm pretty. I've been involved in one or two towns blowing up, in some way or another.
Right.
Oh, do you mean the crater
yeah.
in Renati?
That one and the one south of it in a shire, and then I was also on a floating city that got exploded. So I've been involved in like 3 towns exploding. So
Damn, you are hardy.
You're lucky.
Well, no, I was only in one of them. The other 2 were just near. It's a whole thing. I was kidnapped by an egomaniacal king, and then he blew himself up. And
Should we take him to them and then do the?
I've been with the.
Oh.
I knew the druids. They gave me the.
That's how
Anyways,
we had the 3.
Right. So I'm just pretty sure that based on the whole, it really just looks like it was blown up. The docks are ruined. Unfortunately, that looks also like intentional. The ruins are not hospitable really, but we do inhabit them now and then. But if you travel to the north, you'll find there's a border set up by the capital to ensure that they're aware of us. I do have some deals with Aspira. It's hard to really hide this organization entirely, but thankfully they don't monitor us too badly. We can get you through that, no problem. But
I was going to say, we do have a favor to ask. Getting us past the border.
Right. Yeah, they're aware that we have access to the Underelk, and therefore we might, smuggle things in on occasion. You might be wondering, how would I get you past? And the answer might surprise you. And he just pulls out a sack of money.
Okay.
That does it.
Bribes. It's bribes.
Okay.
Good.
It
merchandise.
works really well.
Right.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So I guess you can have this. And he just like pushes the bag of money forward.
Oh,
We have a lot of money already.
I would rather have your word than
Okay.
travel with
Sure.
us.
No, this wasn't like a bribe to you. This was a bribe for the board.
No.
Sorry, I'll take it. I did wrong message.
Oh, right.
I
I
gotta
mean, no,
be
I mean,
right-
I'll take
I
the money, but...
I gotta be right back real quick. Sorry for the suddenness.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Okay. I will put
Oh.
the BRB up.
Uh,
Back up. Here we go.
Mike, can
Yes.
I end the Mara seal if I want to?
Yeah, I think it says at the beginning it ends until you end it as a free act. It lasts until you end as a free
yeah.
action or go unconscious. Yes.
Gotcha.
So he takes the bag of money back.
Well, I mean, we just think maybe you should go with us and give them.
Oh no,
the
I
bribe.
can't. I can't. I guess I can, but
Why not?
How does it usually go?
Yes.
I
How
guess?
does it?
well, it's supposed to kind of just. It's supposed to look like we're just bringing a shipment through from. As I said, we have. Oh, AJ.
Oh, you were little
Your
body.
yeah.
Oh,
your
we have an
robot
internet
too.
problem again. Oh, great. Tonight's just fun.
Mm.
Yeah, let me try disconnecting.
Be right back.
I'll be right back
Ba-da,
again.
ba-da, ba-da-boop. Ba-da-ba-boop. I like how
Alright.
AJ just like drops.
AJ's just like,
Saying
all right, it's happening
Boom.
again. Doesn't even say anything, just.
Gone.
Any better?
Talk again?
No? Oh,
AJ, talk.
If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
I hear hello. Say again.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
not robotic.
Good.
My goodness. Alright. You need to get them some new internet. Let's do it.
okay.
Quiet.
That sounds
Good.
better.
Yes.
Get there.
I don't know what's going on with the internet tonight. I did see it was like kind of stormy out earlier. I don't know if that's having anything to do with it, but
Oh,
anyway,
good now.
good. All right. He says, we do have, as I said before, we have some deals with Aspira. There are some materials we mine from the Underelk and bring for sale, for trade, to maintain the guise of a legitimate business. We usually smuggle in people from other lands amid one of these shipments.
So we will hide in the cart of sorts.
Right, and I guess I could, but I don't usually bring those myself.
I mean, we can
Um,
do it in
We could
that
wait.
case, I guess. Maybe just have your people do it.
yes, you would be brought through by some of my people, of course.
Boy, this sounds familiar.
That sounds good.
But after that, you said you need to head to the Fading Wood. I'll put us back on the world map of Gardas, at least.
Yay.
Kingdom map. Sorry.
Yeah.
There it is up there.
To some people, it is the whole world.
Some.
Mhm.
So you guys are currently down here at Ernatel Crater.
Mm.
Close.
Ish. Yes.
Well, but
Closer than the
we
White
were.
Maw was.
Yes.
This
Um,
is going to take a while.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Before we
Oh.
leave, I do want to
Yes.
take note to study the tree.
Oh, I think the glowing tree in the glade is a pretty obvious marker. I think it's gonna be hard to forget that one. So you can mark either the Vagabond's tree or the Ernatel tree, however you want to remember it.
At Ernatel. So if we're going from here to here, that will take forever. Got it.
It's not gonna take forever, Medea.
It won't take forever.
Thankfully, there are you were with the Druids, which means you were in the White Maw recently. Thankfully, there were roads here, which will make it easier. And I can I suppose I could furnish you with a cart. Sounds like I'm really getting back to my roots as a mayor all of a sudden.
We
This is
really
actually very familiar.
need to stay
That's bad.
under the radar.
Okay.
Truly, we do need to be smuggled.
No, I mean through the border. I don't know if I could smuggle you all the way to the Fading Wood. That's what I mean. The carts usually go straight up to Aspira. It would be hard for me to logic a detour to Davos.
Right. We would have to bail.
That's the idea. Once you're past the border of Ernatel, and they're no longer suspicious, somewhere I would imagine in Devosi Forest, you should leave. At which point, I would recommend making your way either to Davos, or if you are committed to staying off the radar, you could skirt the edge of the town. And then there are two paths. You could take the upper road past Brem and Lake Sion to the Fading Wood, or the lower road through Saspara to Labelle.
I like that one better.
What's
qu-
in
Close to ocean.
Suspara? Do you know
Sorry,
anything
couple
of
people
Suspara?
Sispara is a how do I put this? So because of the way Aspira works, and they toss out all of what they call to be the undesirables into the rest of Gardas. Right. Some settlements are established by long-running nobility. Davos, for example, I believe, is operated by the Bronze Flames, and Ceratos up on the hill is operated by the Silver Falls family. Sispara is a
Zone?
kind of a settlement more than a town. It's where people who don't belong anywhere kind of gather.
Neutral zone.
Sure. Neutral zone. I believe seedy underbelly might be a more accurate word, but I'm not judging.
Dash your head in
I live in
zone.
I live in a
Okay.
hole.
Got
but
it.
Sispara would definitely be a place of unusual characteristics.
All right.
We'll fit right in.
Yeah,
Truly.
basically.
Certainly not a bad place to try to stay off the radar, I suppose.
Just quick question,
Mhm.
Vagabond. What do you know of the snowmen?
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Alright. Knowing I was gonna ask this question, can I guide myself?
I think so.
better?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Come on. Persuasion. Come on, buddy, be good.
Nice.
Oh. Natural 20 for a 29 plus 3 to a 32.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
Peria and Alistair kind of like lock eyes for a moment. There's like that moment of like, you squint, he squints, you squint back, he squints back. And he's like, yeah, you seem very trustworthy, actually. I'm familiar with the snowmen and their mission, and in fact, I've been interested in reaching out for some time. I just haven't been motivated properly to go that avenue.
Well, that is
I-
convenient.
Well, I don't. You're going to have to elaborate on that one, but I know they're a resistance force trying to oppose. Okay, I don't know how much you guys know, but there's this thing in Gardas called the Order. It's like it's super secret.
We all burst out laughing.
You
Funny, we know.
mean the assholes who kidnapped us for us themselves?
Do
Yeah,
you
we
mean
know
the
who they
ones
are.
who want us?
Hmm.
And we broke out of their inescapable prison?
You're the ones who broke from the spiraling Bastille.
Yep,
Hi.
with
He
the
had
snowman's
Oh,
help.
ha! There are posters everywhere for you. Oh, I see the resemblances now. Your nose
Oh.
isn't that big.
Who you
Wait, who
pointing
you
to?
pointing to?
He puts his finger out. Never mind.
No. Who was he pointing to? Perception check.
Give me a
Perception check. Who the fuck were you pointing to?
He was pointing at Medea.
That is true, and it's very small. Thank you very much.
The
Shit.
posters do not do you justice.
I know.
It was a lot of talk about that. There was a lot of suspicion as to if this was a hoax or if it actually happened. You all escaped. That's remarkable. So okay. I've been doing my own research on my own time about the Order for some time now. See, I have
It's like,
Maria.
I have a personal connection to the Order a little bit.
Do tell.
He's definitely talking like he has absolutely no idea that he's way out of his depth compared to you.
Mhm.
I know. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, but as he talks, he gets very like somber. He's like, I feel very guilty about the Order. I I know I probably couldn't have done anything back then, but I can't help but feel that in some way I should have recognized or stopped it before it became a problem, but I know the leader of the order, and I met him. In fact, I was sort of present at his resurrection. His name is Castellus, and he was resurrected in my mansion
Huh.
like 20 years ago.
He never mentioned you.
What?
Oh yeah, he's like super obsessed with my sister.
Yeah,
In a
'cause-
weird
'cause-
way.
But
A
no,
little bit.
please
It-
go
it's a
on,
little
go
weird.
on. You tell
Wait,
us your personal relationship with
This
Castellus.
is very. I'm getting a lot of deja vu now. Oh, this is very familiar to me. Kind of missed this, strangely. Being woefully inadequate somehow reminds me of the good days.
Some things never change, I suppose.
Things never change. Oh, Alistair.
Oh,
I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say that you know more than me.
She does.
Which
I
is a
don't.
shame because I control a network of informants from all around the world.
we'll just think that it's now expanding.
Right?
Because the snowmen are very interested in working with you.
Yeah.
Really? Do tell.
I honestly have no idea. I wrote it down as a SALT mission to say negotiate deal with Nomad Knights. I
Oh, yeah,
cannot
that's about-
personally remember.
That's about all you know because that
Okay.
wasn't really a priority
Okay.
for the party.
Then I will make it up as I do.
Great.
Well, I don't personally have all the details. However, I can get you in contact
Oh,
with.
hold on. Frost, are you around?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
See, like, Alistair's like, Frost is in the... Is he around? Is he always around?
He was before.
Just kind of like pause to see if he appears.
I don't think that's how it works, sister.
Plus, we did try to teleport pretty far. So.
He could have walked through with us. His powers are weird.
Yeah, and so could the Chronicle guy.
No, he is a fool.
Well,
I don't really know what's going on anymore, which is more familiar for me than you'd expect. But
Well, I guess he's not around.
I can arrange basically some form of communication
You'll
between
commit.
you and the snowmen. I do know that they are very interested in working with you, probably because you're capable of smuggling people into, well, Gardas. And
Right.
you know, if we were, the rebellion, say, going to stage a coup, we would need some smuggling. But that's just,
hypothetically, of course, I'm sure.
hypothetical.
Okay. Well, if you do get a hold of Frost, please let him know. Looking around. Please let him know that I'm very interested in a meeting at his next availability.
I don't think he's here.
Okay. Well, you were talking to the air, and I'm not sure anymore.
Well, but he did it before. I don't know. He's
Hey,
weird.
sister, I
Well,
just
he
can't
did
do
also
that.
kind of like retreat really quickly after.
No! Don't patronize me!
I'm not.
If you just give me one moment, I'd like to message Salt, please.
Salt. Okay.
Hello, Salt. Meeting currently with the Vagabond. Very open to working with the snowmen. Can you arrange meeting? Ernatel is nice this time of year.
Has a bit of a pause before. I don't know where this idea came from, but I'm not the receptionist. I'll pass this along to Frost when I see him. Thank you.
That's it. Gonna let her think she is now the secretary. Which is a terrible idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Oh boy.
They'll be in touch at some point. But
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
glad,
That's
glad you're on
something
our
off my
side.
list. Yes. It sounds like there's a lot more going on than I thought. When you all appeared from a tree and said you needed, Reneket's help, it was one thing. Now you're going to fix what's happening in the Fading Wood and then stage a coup?
Supposedly.
I mean, if you want to put it like that.
If all hypothetical at this point.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And eat more of your tapples. They're very good.
They are
I'm just
not
gonna walk
good.
over. I like them.
Thank you. I haven't eaten any of those yet. I don't know if they're safe.
Well, I'll know later.
Okay, good. That'll be good.
You grow unsafe fruit?
I grow fruit.
I mean, it was in the basket. I thought it was safe, so.
I was gathering it. I really don't know where these things come from. I plant things and then
They grow.
I think it might be something to do with I was sort of reborn. Gosh, how do I word it? A group of heroes who saved the world each of them had one wish from a goddess, and one of their wishes was that I come back to life. And it happened.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
I remembered.
Yep, that
Yeah.
was Rose's wish.
And thanks to that wonderful, incredible gesture, I have some strange Mighten powers I don't fully grasp. One of them seems to be I can make damn near anything grow. Even things I don't understand, like tapples.
Yes, even with the beast gone, I can still sense that presence.
It's definitely from him and not the Feldadar.
Okay. I have some
That's cool.
druidic connection, and
Mm.
you have I would say aura about you, but not in the typical sense. There is a
No, I know what you mean.
you have a vibe.
I like that vibe.
It
Okay.
is a good vibe. It's
Fine
not
vibe.
quite druidic, but it does feel like you are almost touched by a Maita.
Great. It's good to have confirmation of the thing that I've always suspected. It sort of made me feel crazy after a while. But that's good, I hope.
Perhaps in the
I whispered
time
to
you were
Perry.
gone,
I'll whisper something to Perry.
Yeah. You go for it.
you were given a blessing.
That's nice. I just want to make sure I use it however I can.
Perhaps something better than tapples.
Yeah, but probably. Yeah, that would probably be better. I don't really know what, but
I just laugh. Perry just laughs at whatever is whispering, and then excuse me, I'm so sorry. And then, please continue.
Anyways, I can get, as I said before, I can get you all past the border easily. You'll then exit somewhere in the forest. It's up to you which direction you want to go, but either way, I would be very careful.
No, we know.
Right.
Probably many
This is-
wanted posters.
You know.
Yes. Especially being such close proximity to Aspira, I wish that I could find a way to get you there without passing the capital, but it's
You don't
kind of
happen to
impossible.
have a rowboat, do you?
Not one that can cleave through ice.
Oh,
Right.
fair. Oh.
Um.
I don't know.
Alrighty.
But before we go, the people of Davos,
Mm-hmm.
the rulers are the Bronze Flames.
Yes.
What's their disposition, I guess?
The Bronze Flames, the Bronze Flame household is, I guess he'll explain. Hard to say. A lot of the noble families of Gardas are snooty, haughty. I don't know what to call it. I guess I used to be nobility. I guess I am technically still nobility.
Good for
that's
you.
No. It's wasted. It's wasted. I think I'm like 87th in line to be the king of the Holy Land or something. It's the whole thing. Cousin 14th removed or something from the king.
Something.
It's nothing. But anyways, the Bronze Flames are one of the
They're that snow symbol, right?
what?
No,
Not the
that was
ones-
in a spirit.
That was an inspiration.
That was a snowman mark on the
Yeah.
Bronze Flame house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys do
Continue.
know that Demetrius Bronze Flame is
Was
in
one
the
of
snowmen.
dudes that broke us out.
Yep. There are two halves of the Gardesian nobility. It's something that the common people don't really understand very much because it doesn't really bother them. But there are an upper and lower tier to the noble houses, like a pecking order. The upper tier is houses like Silver Falls, Gilder, Mithril, Platinus. And then the lower tier is houses like Coppervine, Bronze Flame, Hardsteel, Ironback, and Titani. Those are the royal noble houses, but there is like a chain of command almost. Bronze Flame is right in the middle of the lower echelon. And I think they always take that take it very hard. They have a lot of pride. A lot of stock in their name. Their name comes from their old ties to mining. Bronze Flame is something about smithing and forging, I believe. It's how they earned their nobility. They operate, I believe, relatively closely with the Silver Falls of Cerritos nearby. But the Silver Falls are an eclectic, eccentric bunch of... Honestly, they're all just crazy, from what I understand about the Silver Falls.
Well, the daughter's
Like
not so
their
crazy.
mentality, or
Yeah, I think the Lord of Cerritos has like a menagerie. Like he has this like crazy collection of monsters and beasts that he has, and then I think his cousin, something, is like a unicorn knight or something. It's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh shit.
Oh yes, we.
Forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
The black sheep.
But
or something.
the Silver Falls family specifically, their territory is over the Fading Wood.
Oh.
God, I don't want
Oh.
to see him again.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the noble families don't deign to control the lower class. So he like starts drawing on the map, and he will denote that I'll get a so pretty much Southern Gardas could be divided like this, where everything on this side is governed by the Bronze Flames of Davos, and everything on this side is governed by the Silver Falls of Cerritos. They are both middling of the echelon. So the Silver Flames are like the middle family of the upper echelon, and the Bronze Flames are the middle family of the lower echelon. All other noble families kind of just live in Aspira. They don't really manage settlements and towns. They're too good for that. So there's a lot of friction between the Bronze Flames and the Silver Falls, typically.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we could use their reinforcements in that hypothetical event. So. But maybe it's best if we stick off the roads until we get to the Fading Wood, maybe, and take care of the problem.
Yes, what is Labelle?
So Labelle is sort of a outcasts society. It's an outdated form of punishment Aspira no longer really uses. They used to exile people to Labelle and to live on the edge of the Fading Wood. They don't receive support from the rest of the kingdom.
Is that true for Lear and Brem?
Lear has the important mission of monitoring the Aspira Canal and managing the lighthouse. They have an actual position in the hierarchy. Brem is another settlement, not particularly governed. Technically, they fall within, I believe, Bronze Flames territory, whereas Saspara falls within Silver Falls. But Brem is not in an exile spot. It's actually in the shadow of Aspira. Some consider that to be an honor. Don't really get that. But Labelle as well, where people who truly have no place else to go would end up. I've sent nomadic knights there before to check up on things, see if anyone needs any help, and I haven't heard back from any of my nomadic knights in a while that I sent that way. In fact, word is in Davos, any supply runs sent to Labelle haven't really come back in, I don't know, a few months. And unfortunately, since it is an exiles town, the capital doesn't care enough. Certainly the Silver Falls don't care enough to check on them. But
We'll be in the area.
I wouldn't say no if you could see if any of my nomad knights are there and if there's anything they could do. If they're even alive. I'm a little concerned about the whole Fading Wood situation, if I'm being entirely honest. It seems familiar to me in some way. Well, the town I used to manage, Renati, Carrion Hill, it had a similar miasma at one point. A fog that surrounded it. And there was a lot of death. I just get a strange feeling when I think about that place. It just feels similar. Like there's something sinister at the heart of it all.
Like she said, we'll be in the area, so maybe we can.
Right.
Paria, I know you don't like the collector,
What is his name?
but
There are so many names.
Silver Falls.
Andrux.
Andrux, yes.
Is that his name? Yes.
I know you have a past with him and one of your previous companions.
The wolf guy?
But
May have
perhaps this is a problem that has been plaguing him, and a problem that if we solve, could get us on his good side.
Maybe.
Or at
I
least
just-
break
That
even
doesn't-
enough for him to talk to us after. What did you do?
What do we do?
Well, we freed his pet, who's not a pet, from him, and then beat him silly, and then convinced his guards to walk away with him.
Oh.
That was the whole story.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no way he's. No.
Not with me.
No, let's just go around him.
How about
I can just not be there
you
Yeah.
can just be a little bird?
on somebody's shoulder. Yep.
Not, he's a collector, so a very boring bird.
Very, very boring normal bird.
Just be like,
Like a
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
one of the hundreds of snowbirds you see around here, you know.
be on the lookout.
Very boring and uncollectible.
Super boring.
That was good.
But it's
Um,
just a thought. Perhaps if they rule over the fading wood, perhaps that's where he used to get some of his pets.
Maybe. I could ask Tierbrun, I guess.
That is a good point.
That's true.
That's good. So, hey, Tierbrun, how's it going? How's that war going? Still alive?
Maybe start with that. Yeah.
Is,
Lead with that.
um,
Are you all?
Adelaide
If
still
you want.
alive? Have you gone? How's Gone? How's the Lapika?
How's life?
How's the, her Fading Wood? Are you from there? Should we go there?
You could message if you want.
That'd be too meta. to message?
I mean,
No,
Who
I
would
think
respond?
you
Who
knew
would res-
Tierbrin.
it applies in this situation.
It's up to you entirely.
Like literally, he's a wolf from the wilds here. Probably one of the best people to ask.
Alright. Yeah, just are we asking him about like the Fading Wood or how to get on Silver Falls good side?
Well, I think
Yes.
Silverfall's good side would be to give Tierbrin to him. But I don't think that is an option. So
I did.
perhaps ask him about the Fading Wood. Maybe he knows something.
Alright. I'll send Tierbrun a message. Haven't talked to him in months. So
Yeah.
we'll
It's been a
talk about
while.
that.
It sure has.
Hey, Tierbrun! How's it going? Sorry, haven't messaged ever. Didn't want to interrupt. Anyways, Fading Wood. What do you know? How's Adelaide? War? Okay.
AJ,
Yes.
distantly, in
Oh,
back in Calcifel, currently resting in a medic's tent with Adelaide after a skirmish of the day. Tierbrin probably laying with his head on her lap. She's just lightly petting you. You guys are just relaxing. Neither of you is injured, but you're taking a moment's reprieve after
Yeah,
battle.
tired.
She's what?
We're both tired.
Oh, very tired. Adelaide is now a full-fledged warrior. She's fought alongside you in a number of battles now. Things have been going rather well for Calcifel's side since the Holy Land decided to join up alongside. Tierbrun gets a message out of nowhere. And you hear the Lapika go, "Oh, wow, this is... I don't even know if I should share this with you. This is spicy.
I went to the
I just, listen, this could be unrequited love for all we know. This is someone you haven't talked to in so long. I really shouldn't distract the warrior instincts you have
I
building
gave
up.
you an apple pie.
Yes, it was It was disappointing, actually, but it was fine. Very well. It seems that your friend Aria is still alive and has messaged you. She's inquiring about something called the Fading Wood. I believe they're in your home of some sort. She also asked how Adelaide is, if the war is going okay, and if you're still eating your friends.
I
So
don't
you
have
are-
access to the chairman's seat. Can you make an insight check?
Yeah, give me an insight. You know what? Let me hold on. I can restore Tierbrand
Oh, this is great.
temporarily.
Oh, shit.
After how many episodes?
He's
Oh my
lived
God.
with the Lapika this long, so
Feels like what episode?
He's been
25 or
Q for
30?
It was
so
a long
long.
time ago.
It's been a while.
Let me
I
let me.
know.
I'll have him.
Here.
I'll do an insight check from Tierbrand. Don't worry.
I'm gonna look at the last time I used
13.
Tierbrand in the thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
You've become pretty close with your voices in your head at this point. You know the Lapika is always kind of trying to start shit at this point, and you know that last bit. Perio wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Morgana might have made that comment. Perio wouldn't have.
All right, so the last
very
time,
funny.
24.
yeah,
The
20.
20s. It was like
I see.
Wow.
It's
20s. It's
was
been
it
like
in
30
24?
sessions.
No, it was more than that.
No. the
It's
last-
been at least.
So the last
24.
thumbnail with Tierbrand was 20.
Well,
Yeah,
session
because I think-
23, we were in the Sunflame Cathedral. That's when we
Okay.
came home. And then session 24
Well, yeah, 24 is Susale.
is when we went to Susale.
Right.
So 20
So probably 23.
That's the
It's
last
been
one.
31 episodes, so 31 sessions.
More than half the time.
More than half of the campaign since Tierbrand left the party. 13 insight, you can tell. Last part's not real. How do you respond to the Lapika?
Very funny. But I
Yes,
know
I know.
Paria, that's not what she would say. At least that last bit.
Well, how should I respond? What do we know about this Fading Wood? Tierbrand, I will let you know, and I will. Tierbrand will tell whatever he knows.
Yeah, he's not gonna hold back from Paria.
Okay, then I will respond as the Lapika on behalf. Paria, the
Yes.
response takes longer. Like you're like, oh, he didn't get it. Almost
dead.
like, yeah, or he's dead.
Yeah.
Somehow beyond the normal length of the sending spell, the reply comes back.
Mm.
Hello there. I don't think we've had the pleasure of talking. I am the logical thinker in Tierbrand's mind.
Oh, gone.
Just to let you know, he wanted me to say that the Fading Wood is where he was from. Him and his pack lived within the Fading Wood, and it is from there that his capture began for Lord Silverfalls many years ago. He would also like me to tell you that... What else would Tierbrand know about the Fading Wood?
He was awakened there.
He was awakened there.
Things.
And his wolf pack, I remember, didn't like it, so he kicked him out.
Ooh, you talk now. Get out.
Blech.
It's more
There
like
was-
he was questioning their ways.
There was a lot of strange creatures in the depths of the woods, the kind that Lord Silverfalls enjoyed collecting. His pack never engaged with them out of fear and survival instinct. He says to be careful, but he knows you are capable. I, on the other hand, don't really care.
Think to myself, that probably wasn't Gon. I don't think Gon had magic powers.
Aren't you talking to Tierbrand?
I'm thinking in my head.
Okay. I thought you were saying that.
No, I'm thinking this in my head.
Okay.
I was like, huh, that must be the Lapika. Kind of a dick.
Oh, when Adelaide. Oh, and he wanted to be able to know Adelaide's dead. He ate her.
He ate her. All right. Can I inside that?
Absolutely. With advantage.
Turn off. That. Oh my god. Lols. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Definitely
that's
the Lapika. Yeah, okay.
definitely Little Pika.
It'd be funny if you failed it.
It would be really funny. I almost did.
If you didn't have advantage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back upstairs, you told her what?
I just embellished a little bit. I don't know what's wrong with that. You just speak in such boring tones.
Oh my god.
I speak like teacher. How is that boring?
How is it not? Anyways, fading from that distant narrative.
Well, that'll be in last time on D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, it better be.
I'll regurgitate everything minus the part that is bogus.
Clearly false.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, alright, well.
So.
See,
I
there
guess
are
it's always been
strange
creepy.
creatures there. We stop the strange attacks, and then they thank us.
Let's just stop those strange attacks and find that shard.
Alright.
Yeah, I
fine.
think that's a
Let's
good
figure out
place
what's
to start.
happening in the bell, yeah.
Well, it's going to take us a while to get there anyways.
Very long time.
It is quite
Sure.
far
How
away.
long?
Well, kind of to be back at the conversation.
Yes.
Alistair's like, it depends on how incognito you want to be. If you're planning on going off the roads, which would imply not using a cart, so on foot through rough terrain, not the beaten path.
Oh no, that's blisters.
Well,
Well, let's turn into a giant stag or something.
Or bird.
Well,
Herb.
but
Yeah. So
Herb
that's
looks
the other thing is the party does have means of travel that Michael did not intend when he designed the original routes of Gardas. So as Alistair is describing on foot the roundabout path will take you about a week to get to LaBelle at least.
Meanwhile, via flight,
Meanwhile, how
an
much
hour at a
I
time?
was gonna say, how much
Travel.
flight can you manage in a day?
Oh, in a day?
Not
Right.
that much.
All right, let me look.
Not
All
that
right.
much.
That's the important part, is how much can you manage for like
so
a day?
we have
We
the
have
broom for
one
one
broom.
person. Or
Right.
the
then
legendary
You also do not-
artifacts that
You also no longer have Lunan and Louise to carry like you did
Correct.
before, so I think
So-
this is very plausible, actually.
So, we have the broom, which can hold a person.
actually
Two,
if it
actually.
goes
Mira and
slower.
Medea did it last
How
Oh,
time.
that's right,
long
so
do we have
two.
that? Is that
The broom is permanent.
all day? Oh, the broom's permanent, right.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the
the
Oh.
staff of the thunder.
legendary
Then I can
staff
carry-
of broom.
Yeah.
Then
I
you can carry Q and Pizane.
Q and Pizane, so I can polymorph twice,
Well,
And then it-
Prizade should just polymorph with the necklace.
You can only do that
do
once.
it once, and it only lasts for an hour. So
Right.
So 2 hours, then I could
But
burn.
He
hold on.
could trade off with you after you're out of spells.
Right.
So Pizane could add an hour to the flight after your
okay, so
time.
I'll just say 3, so I need 6. So I have 8, so there's 4. Go down to 2. Hold on.
If you twin,
I can do like 6 hours, I think, easy.
6
So-
hours of flight.
So I can do 3, it's just base. Then I can convert all of my spell slots. Hold on, let me write down how many spell slots I have, or sorcery points. So I have 8,
I'm just trying to see if there's a very
9,
obvious like speed run
6.
hack available here.
and then
deja vu. I've been to this place
that's
before.
2,
I
so
have
there's
understood
another
and I know it's
6,
my time to go. Sorry.
39.
You did not think we would have wings.
No, Michael did not. When you guys came to Gardas, did not think wings would be available anytime soon.
Well, that's okay. People from Silver Falls will shoot us down because
Ooh, rare
Yeah.
bird.
So I get 6.
Yeah.
So I can get 6 6th level spell slots if I got rid of all of my slots 4th level and below.
Oh my god.
And then I have 2 normal ones, so I can get 8 hours.
8 hours, and then Paizen can do a 9th.
Yeah. Though we would have to
Okay.
stop for me to bonus action convert stuff.
Right,
So I
which
can't
makes
do
things
it
tricky.
continuously.
You can't just
We
start
We can
falling.
honestly, we can just we're at the crater, right? We're at the ruins.
Yes.
We can just stop here, and then
Right. Give me Peria real quick, just to see if we if we can uncomplicate this any further. Give me 3d12 rolls.
Sure. Oh, for Boomer
Oh,
Frying.
right.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're 12, 3, and 5.
Nope.
I
No
didn't think
brooms of
so.
flying. But I
Maybe a
mean,
4.
legitimately, if you got like a couple of 4s one day, that solves it right there.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And I
Okay.
would be tapped, so if we ran into anything, I
Right.
would
You
be
would be.
useless.
Yeah.
I am Eldritch Player.
So here's the thing. Stopping to rest is not impossible over water, because this water does not show the icebergs
Right.
in Gardas's sea.
I only need a few seconds. I need
Right,
like 30
exactly.
seconds to go.
In fact, it wouldn't even be hard for you guys to coordinate Paizen, like switching into polymorph to keep you going while you transferred or something. So, if you can manage 8 hours of flight,
Yeah, 'cause that's my sorcery points.
you
there.
could reasonably, because flight is just no, like, I mean, that's crazy.
I'd have. So 6.
I would say,
have 3 sorcery points left over.
You could reasonably cross this channel.
Nice.
However, you would be tapping yourself on spells.
3 sorcery points. I couldn't do it
And
today.
right, it would require a day's rest at Ernatel at least. You would be tapping yourself on spells
For a few
and
hours.
potentially incurring exhaustion if you go 8 hours flying, carrying 2 people constantly.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But that alone, just that, would cut out like 4 days of travel.
And would also
And
save 2
4 days of
towns.
travel, ignoring towns. Oh my god, you guys could literally skip straight to just straight shot to LaBelle.
No,
could rest
don't
a
have to
little
worry
bit.
about passing through any checkpoint.
Let me just go delete the Davos map real quick.
No, don't. We might go
No,
back
I'm kidding,
through
I'm kidding,
it.
I'm kidding.
We're probably gonna have
I
to
wouldn't do
talk
it.
to those people at some
Yeah,
point.
we need their support somehow and
It's
not
just,
get arrested on the spot.
That's
Time is of the
impressive.
essence.
So, I think it's
Wow.
Peria would realize that if you guys just took a night to rest at Ernatel
We could
in
also
the morning,
take a few hours to rest because I could travel us at night. I could.
It's true.
be
At
owl
night.
that's
form.
even better.
That's
You
probably
could,
better.
That
yeah.
because we don't want to spawn it. Well, Paizen, while we're waiting.
Paizen's not here. We have to go
Paizen's
get
not
him
here.
from
Oh,
Sorrows
fuck.
because he's sad.
Patio,
Sure.
while oh wait, you need to rest,
Not
don't you?
here.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, Q stepped out as
Uh,
well.
Oh. Okay.
Sister.
Yeah.
Mira, you can give me a Constitution check for
Oh.
training.
Yeah, I still don't have it. I'm the only one who doesn't have it
Oh. Okay. Okay. Like, I'll bless
Oh,
you.
you're doing that too?
yet.
Yeah, I might as well do it. Might as
Can
well
you
try.
afford to bless me?
Yeah, it's a first level spell slot.
Okay.
If we wait a few more hours. It's not a big
Okay.
deal.
I could try this too. I mean, you're doing it. Might as well.
You're
Mhm.
teaching me. Great.
I want to do it too.
Sure.
Everyone's
What
blessed.
was it,
You guys can-
Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution check. You guys can like practice with each other.
Yeah.
Constitution check.
Hey.
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 Right.
Constitution check.
Is
Oh,
it-
that's
I
a
thought-
save.
I thought it was a save.
Was it a save or a check?
Bless worked.
No,
one
it's
time.
it's a check. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
to
sorry.
learn this.
It's
Never mind. You're not blessed.
it's one
You got a
lower,
19.
2 lower.
Two
So
lowers to
17.
17?
Yeah.
20 Medea.
I'm better.
That checks out.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
With Medea getting a 20, I feel like
no,
she
you don't do it that way.
exactly she's got it enough that Mira, after spending the day in Ernatel, where you guys are staying for the day apparently, Mira, you do unlock Inner Flame.
Nice.
It is difficult. How did you
Yeah,
get
you
it
have
so
to put the
quickly?
on it, and I don't know.
Meanwhile, as you guys are doing that, Paisane has stepped outside of the grove. There's looks like two people off to the side who are, you imagine, supposed to be watching guard, but they seem to be passing a pipe between each other and just kind of like enjoying the scenery. And they just like raise a pipe to you as you pass by Q. And Paisane is standing off to the side over by over in the direction of the sea on Ernsel Crater.
Still wave it off and head towards Pisine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, over here basically. Paisane's just kind of sitting on like a rock, just looking out over the water, unknowingly in the direction you're going to be heading in a couple of hours.
Hey there.
Oh, we ready to get going, I guess. Sorry, I just needed some air. So, underground and not really comfortable with, I guess.
I'm sorry, Pisine. I really thought.
Why? But what's wrong?
You don't have to keep pretending.
Okay. Don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
She'll sit down next to him and put her hand on his.
Okay, now you're really scaring me.
Look, we just went through a lot of shit to get this. And I know you were expecting. And I was expecting to get it back to you too. But I think we can still do it somehow.
Just stop. I really appreciate what you're trying to do, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. I've known since the false zenith, I guess it was called. I don't remember what happened to me in that place, void or whatever. But just because I don't remember it doesn't mean I don't know it happened, and I get what that means. You don't go there if you have an aura. The aura is what connects you to this whole world and all that.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know, I guess I just hoped that this magical quest to find these beasts would somehow, I don't know, do some magic bullshit. But it's fine. I didn't really want to say anything, but I didn't really want to worry Peria. I kind of knew. It's just kind of disappointing to be right, I guess.
No, I got you. Hey, take it from me. I was literally born auraless, you know?
Yeah. It's not like I'm ashamed of it or anything. I know that I died trying to protect you guys, and it's a warrior's death, and I'm grateful that you brought me back. And I know you and Peria and even the Empress, y'all don't look down on me for it or anything. It's just, a lot of my life was, a lot of my early life at least was being told that I'm nothing special. I was kind of born to a cast of people that were meant to die. like fodder, I guess. So I spent a lot of my life knowing that one day I'd just die in an arena. It would just be entertaining to people. And that was the greatest thing I could live for. And then your mom showed up and saw something more in me. Took me out of there and gave me a purpose. Something to be proud of. And it just, it's hard accepting that that's gone. Which is probably why I've been so focused on helping you and Paria and the others. Because if I can't have it back, I need to make sure everyone else gets it.
I think that's where you're wrong. It's not gone. You're still you. And hell, look at everything you've done up to this point since it's been gone. You're freaking awesome.
Maybe a little.
Totally. You want to know something Violet Emperor and Dorius told me once? He said that people who are born without auras in this land are special. So, maybe you're not what you had before, but there's something special now. Whether you think so or not.
Okay. Well, it's not the best pep talk I've ever heard, but it's not too bad either.
Yeah, for record, I'm not good at this shit.
No, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. It's one of your better ones, I think.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, and I think Paria feels the same way too. You're not just a friend, you're part of the family now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate that, Q. Right, enough of the sappy bullshit. Gotta figure out what we're doing. I need a mission. All right. And Paizen will walk back with Q to the grove.
No, not like that, mister. You have to go.
Not
Yeah, well, at least they have a mission. Good form. Comes just giving pointers.
I got a question. How many successes do I have now? Do I still have the 2 successes?
You have learned Inner Flame.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. It'll take prolonged continuous use before you reach like the next level. Yeah.
Cool.
So, do we have like a heading or what?
I need 4 hours. And then
Okay.
we're good to go.
Okay.
That way I will be
Ooh, if we have 4
juiced
hours,
up.
then I want to try something.
Okay.
So, you guys didn't see the other me use it, but I used to know how to use the Exalted Flame.
Mhm.
Oh, what is that?
Actually,
outside.
that's true.
I have tried to do it and have.
Yeah, no, I trained you, you remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
Chris, I think your mic's got some.
Mhm.
Oh, there was something for a sec there.
I
Static.
moved it so sweet though.
There's still some
Yeah.
staticky.
Can barely hear you.
Talk.
Talk now?
Maybe it was like unplugged or partially plugged.
How about now?
Much
go.
better.
Okay.
But yeah, Q, you wanted to try to learn Exalted Flame?
I guess relearn, yeah.
Relearn? Okay.
Would that be a
Give-
con check?
Give me a con check with disadvantage.
You got it.
Science experiment. Oh yeah.
Ah,
Oof. First one.
Wasn't so good.
Q.
Tried a little too hard. There she
Chat yourself.
Q, you take 8 points of damage, just untyped damage, as your body overextends. You feel your muscles tear slightly.
Ow.
Are you okay?
What
You
is
flooded your aura too quickly to parts of your body that just caused this reaction of just stressing and tensing, and it hurt all over for a second.
You got a crick in your
Wait,
neck.
why did it do that? It did that
what
last time I
is
tried.
what is supposed to happen with exalted flame?
It's
So the
really
exalted
cool.
flame is basically the opposite of your flame. It's more so like you flood it over your body.
So it's
Paizane speaks up. We learned about it in Zant, I think, from that Joric Caliban guy.
right.
Something the
I
Aurora
remember
Elite used
you
to do.
telling me about that with the wrappings and such.
Yeah. Oh shit! That's why I forgot to do the wrappings.
It does matter.
You know, I wonder if that town Calabas is after the Calabans.
Sounds probable.
Doesn't matter.
So, what does it do?
Okay, so essentially, it just like enhances.
It just like
everything
makes
about
you
your physical
better.
body.
It just like makes you better. I like
Like-
better.
I like
It-
that.
It makes you stronger. It makes you faster. You know, it
Hmm.
can
Sounds
circ
like
off
a good
damage
deal.
better.
Interesting.
It's just extremely, extremely, and I do mean extremely hard to master.
Well, I am
How are you
happy
standing
with
again?
just learning inner flame because
How
Yeah,
are you
Paizane's like,
standing?
yeah, I don't even
that was difficult.
know how to do that, even like a little bit.
Yeah, and I was hoping that I might spark some old memories of how I did it, but nope.
So you said you extend it out of your body?
It's a little more complicated than that.
Oh,
To
okay.
go into a in-depth explanation would take some time.
You feel like you would probably need a teacher to really make good progress. Q, you knew it before, but the thing is, Q didn't learn it. Q was innately able to do it because of Arcus.
Yeah.
Q was, what, 12 before she was sealed away?
Yeah.
She wasn't around a long, long time before the 900-year sleep. So that's primarily why Q can't just, like, teach you guys, because she didn't learn how to do it. She could just do it. And now you have to relearn how to do
Do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Well, it definitely piques my curiosity. Hopefully, we can find somebody who can do it.
Yes, if it has repercussions like that,
I mean-
though.
A sword probably knows how to do it.
Peria, as everyone else is talking and you're kind of off to the side resting, you feel a tap on your shoulder and a whisper in your ear, "Meet me outside."
Oh, fuck yeah. I know who this is. I'll just.
Slither away.
Because everyone else
Pretty
is like
much.
going, "Ah!" from the corner.
He's like, I'm out.
Do-do-do-do-do.
I'll just walk away. Oh, walk outside.
Guess I'll change the music up a bit because it's been the same thing for a couple hours now. But of course, conveniently, I was spared just in time for Castellus to arrive. For years, I thought he was my savior, and I let him shape me as he saw fit into the ruler he needed me to be, that I thought Gardas needed me to be. What neither of us could have expected was, he holds his hand up, this. I didn't really have enough time to learn about my ways, my people, from my parents before they were taken from me. I was too young. But what I've come to learn through dreams is that Kalashtar of Alcest are unique. The melding of Aurora and Kori creates something new. See, my people, the Kalashtar from another world, once travelers, of course, as all of us tend to have been, they don't have the ability to do this, to separate the mortal and Kori halves. And at first I could only do it in brief periods, and only while I was asleep. While I dreamt, Frost walked. At first I used it to explore the ivory cage that I was forced into by Castellus for so long. Frost has these abilities. I named him Frost because with the morning sun he would always go away. Every time I woke up, he'd fade. And every night he would return. And through him I began to learn the truth about the Order, Castellus. I began to realize that every major law or decision I created was undermined by the Order. I wasn't a king. I wasn't in control of anything. And so I pushed farther and farther into my investigation until eventually I found, well, what you already know. Castellus came here with one goal. And it wasn't the betterment of Gardas, it was the betterment of himself and his plans. It didn't matter who got in his way. And I don't know to this day why he needed me at all. Maybe he thought the people would respond better to a surviving member of the Gardesian family. When I was 12, he made a spectacle. He had me murder my parents' killers. Not execute, murder. In broad daylight, in full view of all. It's a sign of solidarity and strength of Gardas. I used to look back on that day with pride, thinking that I avenged my family, but now I know that that was just someone. Some random person. Scapegoat. Peria, that scene he's describing.
Yeah, it's the
mirror.
mirror one. I was looking through my OG notes of my lore. I'm listening.
Truthfully, I planned a long time ago, after I learned the truth. I planned to do whatever I could to disrupt his plans, to stop the Order, even if it meant the cost of my own life. Because I thought I was alone, the only one who could understand what we have gone through.
Of revealing that.
Good.
I see why you did it, and I understand. It would do more harm than good for everyone to know who you are.
It would, especially considering the most crucial part of all of this. And I need you to understand this before we go any further. There is no future for Gardas with any of the current leadership alive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand it.
Good.
And I'm not looking forward to it.
Neither am
There's
I,
gonna be
strangely.
a lot of hurt children,
Yes.
ironically.
A little bit of harm now, for a lot of good later. I understand you have further business to attend to. Beyond this Felidar. I won't ask you to put it off. I'd rather you have a clear conscience when you decide to finally assist us. Nothing distracting you. I have been projecting myself to stand in the way of the Order's attempts to find you for some time now.
It's very creepy, but thank you.
I don't control the manifestations of the dreams. Dalquor is creepy.
Maybe I know that it's you for certain. Making it. I can dream something less awful than multitude of eyes peering at me.
The reason you have not been experiencing those dreams as of late is because they've stopped searching. At least by scrying. I don't know what that means, and it scares me.
They knew we were at the rhyme tree. The Metrios. No. Italos.
Strange. Vitalos should be the one searching most earnestly.
He
As the court mage,
manipulated the hag, Tempra. And had
it's
something
possible.
to do with them.
It's possible for whatever reason Italos is no longer interested in finding you. Or, more worryingly, no longer requires scrying to locate you. I do not know. I will do my best to maintain vigilance.
His brother, Metrios, is a druid, so I'm assuming more archaic forms of tracking are probably being conducted.
Possible. I overheard your plans. I believe flying across the channel is wise. It will throw them off.
That's gonna be a long, long day, but it's needed. Are you gonna tell Demetrius what needs to happen, or does he already know?
No. No, Demetrius, he is a good man, but he has a great deal of pride that has been wounded by the current state of this kingdom. He is, please do not tell him this, but he is my current candidate for succession.
Yeah. You might want to tell them. Let them make that decision.
I know it. I owe it to them. But I can't risk all of this falling apart when we're so close. Some of them are governed more by their emotions than you know. If Salt were to learn that the High King, who ordered her husband to be imprisoned, was the commander of the rebellion. I know they're not tools, they're people, but I need to use them a little bit longer. And I will accept the punishment I have coming when it is time. I'm sorry I'm burdening you with that knowledge. But I know you're strong enough to handle it. Because you and I were raised the same way. The same fires. We're strong enough to do whatever you have to do to bring him down.
We are. There's plenty of us. But not
Good.
everyone. Salt, Demetrius. I don't know who else. Maybe they're not. Just consider that you might be pushing them too far to where they will break at the end. And what are you going to do afterwards?
Fair enough. I suppose up to this point, I didn't feel like I had a choice. But I saw the way you and your companions handled the White Maw. I saw you survive against the Unicorn Knights, for what it's worth. maybe things have changed enough. How about this? Prove to this kingdom how strong you are. We can make a name of that. We can use that. And then I won't have to rely on them so heavily. If I can lift you and your companions up as the heroes that this land needs, has desperately needed for a long time, there might be another way.
Well, I think Medea will like that.
To my understanding, she enjoys hunting large creatures of some sort. She seems inclined. Then perhaps she will enjoy the information I have for you. He reaches into like a slit on the armor, pulls out a small book, hands it to Peria. This is all the information I've compiled on the disappearances in Labelle. And the creatures of the Fading Wood.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, hopefully somebody likes to read in this group. I think Mira does, and Medea. They both like to read. They
Yeah.
definitely like to read.
What else is there to do when you're out in the forest
8
for a long
hours
time?
freezing your ass off.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I didn't bring
you.
books into the forest with me.
I don't know. I figured you might have. Just thank you for this and for considering another option. Because what I've learned in just a few couple months, we have more choices than we think we do.
I hope you're right.
Me too.
I really do. Oh, speaking of choices, I didn't really know how to bring this up. And I don't even know why I'm bringing it up, but I feel like somehow I feel like you're owed to know this.
Okay.
Varys came to me.
Oh, fuck. Did you? Oh, shit.
Ooh.
My old patron. Did you accept it?
No.
Oh, thank God.
But she's still looking. And
That's
she's getting
good.
desperate.
That's not good.
I feel that I don't know the extent of what you did to her. But she made a point to mention you when discussing our pact potential.
Damn. I mean, I get it, but damn. What did she say exactly? Was it like, hey, you get extra parlor tricks if you go kill Perry a night? That rat bastard.
Actually, the opposite.
Oh, okay.
She said that if I could convince you to accept her back,
Oh.
she would do everything in her power to bring Castellus down. I am not telling you this to entice you. I do not believe the apostles are a viable method of overcoming anything, considering their end game.
They're not.
But I figured you had the right to know.
Thanks for letting me know.
Be aware. Whoever she chooses, it's going to involve you somehow.
Oh, no.
Peria now has a crazy evil ex.
I do.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I have two, kind of.
Well,
Bad.
one's not crazy. One's just
I think I'm getting it now.
No, I can't do it.
Oh, it was tiring.
So,
But they will
Oh,
get
Patty,
rest,
when did you step
right?
out?
I had to pee.
Oh.
had to pee.
Oh, sorry.
Alistair's like, oh, there's a lot of good spots to pee around here.
Right.
Just don't pee. Well, you can pee on the flowers. Just don't pee in the water supply. I'm trying to keep that as clean as possible.
Oh no, I went a ways. So just to
Oh.
separate.
Well, animals.
Yeah,
But,
dig a
yeah.
little hole, pee in it, cover it.
Yeah.
Why are we?
Disgusting.
Anyways, I'll be ready and can we say we had a short rest at one
Yeah,
point already?
yeah,
Okay.
that's
In 3
perfectly fine.
hours, I'll be ready to go.
Alright.
Henry, I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
So you wouldn't happen to have maybe like some of the seeds for these cool, bizarre flowers on hand, would you?
I mean, they.
I noticed
Eh,
you has a
Q,
very nice garden.
you know I could probably help you with that.
I just wanted to...
No, I understand. I mean, yeah, yes, I have. You see, like he reaches into his pouch. He has a pouch which he like pulls out a handful of like 50 different types of seeds all mixed together.
Ooh.
I have absolutely no idea what these are anymore. I sort of I started with a system and it sort of turned into chaos, and now it's just the chaos is the system. It all seems to grow regardless. So
Yeah, I just wanted to see if it'd be cool if I could have something to come to my mom.
oh, yeah. Of course. He puts another pouch and like empties some of it in. It gives you a little sack of miscellaneous worldly seeds.
You got it. I'll go ahead and just put that in my bio area.
Sure, wherever you need to keep it to remember.
Alright. As this exchange is happening, I'm whipping out the chitin power gauge and looking at Alistair.
Alistair registers at like a solid like 7.
Cool.
Over the
I'll
course
just
of
look at-
20 years, he went from
Yeah.
being a one-shot kill NPC to an actual like 7th level fighter.
Alright, it takes 2 rounds of arrows to take him down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks. I'm sure my mom will like these.
I hope so. I hope they'll grow. I don't know how much of this is me and how much of it's the seeds, really. But
It's in the Holy Land, so.
yeah, sure. I'm sure. Has she ever grown anything?
I have no clue.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
She grew me.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not a plant.
What do you mean? Just kidding. Jokes.
so
I'm just gonna sleep.
well, you're all obviously welcome to rest as long as you'd like here. I don't have furnishings, but there's plenty of light and food if you don't mind tapples and other random things.
Yes.
Oh no, apples are good. I like apples.
Well, I'm gonna go check on my guards because I haven't heard from them in a while, and that's probably not a good thing.
I'm gonna check out the tree closer.
Okay. So, is there anything you guys specifically want to do during the 4-hour rest?
Does the big fancy tree have any seedlings?
I'm gonna dig it up.
Give me a nature check real
I
quick
would
to see
love to.
18. It looks like there are some fruits hanging from the tree that probably would provide seeds for it. They look like they might be some sort of citrus, like a lemon or an orange. You're not sure, but that's probably where the seeds would be held, if anywhere.
I'll take one
Sure.
down, and if I need to, pull out my knife and peel back like the peel.
Sure. You begin to peel it. Give me a survival check.
Peel, bun it,
I'm trained in
Probably
that.
feel right at home.
23?
Hey.
Mira, as you pull out your knife and begin to kind of just pry into it slightly, there's this small bit of tension, and you pull your knife away just in time for a little discharge of electricity from the lemon in your hand.
Oh.
And then it discharges and seems to ground, and you resume, and it glides effortlessly as the lightning lemon.
Oh, packs a bit of a punch.
As this is a gift from the Circle of the Storms.
You know what? Yeah, that makes sense.
And as you, with a 23 survival, as you're like peeling it, you look up at the tree and you realize that's why it glows.
How sour is this?
Shockingly sour.
Like biting into
Like atomic warhead,
a
like
warhead.
sour.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, you good.
Doesn't sound it.
I'm gonna get some seeds out from this.
Sure, you can get some seeds from.
This tree did this tree have a special name or no?
It didn't have a special name. It was just either like the Vagabond's tree or Alistair's tree, whatever you want to call it.
How many seeds can I get from this?
From like one. I mean, it depends. You could keep getting lemons if you want. However many seeds you would like.
Okay, I'll just say like a dozen.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, I know what she would do while we're waiting.
Oh.
Sending son.
Okay.
Hey, Mom, get your aura back?
Is that your whole message?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reply of,
Short and sweet.
it's the funniest thing. I was just about to message you guys. You found the next beast, I guess.
Yep.
I'm so proud of you. This is incredible. This is huge. And also, I feel amazing again.
Good to hear.
I didn't realize how much I missed it.
Maria's got hers back too.
There's like a small pause before you hear, how's Paizane doing?
He's accepted his current state.
He was always strong. He'll pull through this, but he'll need you and Paria. Please watch out for him.
Of course, he's part of the family now. Have you heard anything from Cecile, specifically the other Crimson?
Renault. Right?
I haven't reached out yet, and no, I haven't heard anything yet, but I imagine there's much celebrating there.
I'm hoping it's just celebrating.
Me too.
Yeah, anyways, glad you're feeling better. I'll keep you up to date. Love you.
Love you too.
Alright, that's it for you.
Anyone else? Okay. I will wait for Becky to get back, I suppose.
So like on the skin, does it feel weird?
The lightning lemon?
Yeah.
It feels like you could apply like a current, like if you like just apply it to yourself, there's like a zap, like a static electricity. You don't feel like these will be like lightning bombs or anything,
No.
but
Weaponable.
from an alchemical standpoint, it does feel like their juices carry a little bit of a charge.
Okay. I would like to take one of my empty vials
Sure.
and take this
You
time.
want to juice a lemon?
I want to juice enough lemons to fill a potion vial with
Imagine-
lightning lemon juice.
I just imagine Mira sitting on a log with like an arrow between her between her knees, pointing straight up. The lemon just on top, like
You've got them
Juicing.
comfortable.
yes. For as far as you know, the name of it, a lightning lemon
Yep.
juice vial.
Works for
It's
me.
almost like you're in the woods again with Selvin, huh?
Oh, try this.
Or...
It's extremely sour to the point of almost painful.
Okay, I don't like that. No, thank you. I'll
Whole
stick
face
with
just
my apples.
puckers up.
It is good.
These are the fruits of labor.
Yes.
Fruits of burning my everything off my tongue.
It's like battery acid.
I forgot. I would like to give the book to Medea
What book?
and say, so I got this from Frost,
When?
when I had to pee.
Don't
It
worry
was
about
after.
it.
Okay.
It was after, it's fine. And it's basically, I think you'll enjoy it, of creatures in the fading wood and more about the disappearances. I figured we'll have hours,
Sure. I mean,
and I'll be a bird, so can't really read.
True.
that's
A
true.
bird brain. So figured
Yeah.
you were monster hunter back in the day.
Thank you.
Still are, not back in the
I-
day, sorry.
no, it's okay. I'm kind of rusty, not going to lie. I've been more of an escort lately, so it's nice to get back to monsters.
Yeah, back to your roots.
Back to your roots.
And my sister with her roots.
What?
Literal roots.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, I'm just gonna look through the book and I'm gonna
Okay.
be like, okay, this has a similarity
So,
to other things.
Medea.
Maybe.
The book has mostly it's not like encyclopedic. It's reports, a list of reports of various creatures sighted by like reindeer knights on patrols through the area around Labelle and the Fading Wood and Ceratos and all that. So there are reports of strange wolf-like creatures that split apart and rejoin. The reports say that 1 will become 2, 2 will become 4, 4 would become 8, and then 8 would become 1 again. Somehow, in the midst of combat, the numbers of combatants would constantly shift and change. Some people report seeing packs of wolves running through the forest, and then as they pass out of view, only one wolf emerges. The reports have come to call this the swarm wolf.
That's concerning.
There is also talk of rumors of lycanthropes
Oh,
living within the
no.
Fading Wood, becoming more and more active of late, and the possibility of infection being passed along to citizens. This is highly classified and top secret, I might add. The notes also specify to deny any mention of it to the general populace, to not cause a panic,
Hmm. Of
while a
course.
cure for lycanthropy is being investigated.
Oh shit.
Third,
We just got rid of being cursed.
I know.
There
That's what I
are-
was thinking.
reports of a monstrous creature.
We like those.
Something akin to the size that Medea would usually fight. Giant monster size.
All right.
It appears only within the Fading Wood and seems to travel circuitously, as in like almost in a circle in the woods, constantly rotating, constantly traveling a circuit. And around it, this strange fog constantly builds up.
The fog they were talking about.
Some reports say that it looks almost lupine in nature from the silhouettes, like a giant wolf. While others say the reports give it as more of a unnatural, elongated-limbed, nightmarish creature that some of the locals have come to call a Fade Stalker.
I don't like stalkers. Okay.
Better.
Interesting.
Also, I should note the lycanthropes
Mm.
were referred to as brood wolves, and those who were infected by the lycanthropy are referred to as brood fangs.
Mhm.
So, brood wolf, brood fang, fade stalker, and swarm wolf are the 4 varieties of strange creatures sighted in recent months, originating from the Fading Wood.
Interesting. We have our work cut out for us on these.
We just got uncursed.
Sure did.
Then don't get bit.
Nope.
Gee.
Or we wait a level and I'll get remove
Hey,
curse.
listen. You're near towns now. Finding a cleric won't be as
Oh
hard.
yes, we're near towns that want us dead.
You can work around that.
Also said there are
Maybe.
no cures for lycanthropy.
Details! Details!
Would Medea know about?
Hey druids, we know you just cured us, but
Medea, give me a... Because it's not... Let me just take a look at the skills available.
Medicine.
Give me a survival check.
Maybe.
10.
Shitty
Very average.
Yeah. Rumors, probably.
Rumors. You haven't dealt with lycanthropes too much from your time in Coldwind and the Lowlands. There weren't too many.
Books.
Yeah. You know that... you know the common knowledge is that typically lycanthropy can be cured by a remove curse if it's done very quickly. But if the curse sets in, there's more complicated process.
it's not a disease?
It's debatable.
It's a magical disease.
It would be considered closer to a magical disease. Cure disease might handle it.
I only ask because that salve we can sometimes get can get rid of diseases.
Oh,
The ointment.
The ointment gets rid of disease.
that's raw.
Lycanthropy is typically considered closer to a curse.
Okay.
Vampirism and lycanthropy are a bit more akin to a curse rather than like a germ disease, like a virus. But I'm not saying it might not help.
Okay.
Raise it
At the
since
moment,
it's
this particular strain of lycanthropy has no known cure that they're
Great.
looking into.
If we have to kill one, is silver still
Oh.
a thing? Or...
I would say Medea knows just off the top of her head. You would definitely want silvered weapons to fight shapeshifters.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I did not have
Paria,
silver weapon.
you have money, right?
I have money. Yeah.
I'm just flipping through the notes.
We
Don't
could
have
make a
silver
pit
weapon.
stop if we're willing to take another a few days.
Oh. Well, whatever we're going to fight in there, we need to be
to
ready
maybe
for it.
Ceratos, where it's called Silver Falls, and maybe there's a silver
Well,
mine somewhere.
I was thinking somewhere a bit safer to travel.
I'll put us back on.
Where?
Are you thinking about going back? All
I'm
the way?
thinking about going back.
Yeah. Okay.
Where?
I'm fine with this.
Where are we
I'm
going?
okay.
Sorry?
Medea,
What?
I think it's time you finally met Sylvan.
Oh, creepy
Oh.
weird guy in forest.
I thought
Who took
something
my
else.
sister away from me? Sure,
We could
let's do it.
travel safely far away and purchase what we need.
Does he have that stuff available? Does he have a shop?
No, we would have to go to town. I hate that city. But they have goods. If we wanted to be safe and not have to try and buy on people who have wanted posters of us.
It's true.
I mean, if that's the case, couldn't we just, like, go back to the Holy Land?
Yes, but how I think I believe
So let me just show you guys the maps.
I
It's
think
kind
the
of far
Holy Lands
away.
tree is much further from
It's
a town.
The Holy Lands tree is pretty far.
It's further.
Yeah. We're looking at to get to a major city that would have what you need. It's like 3 days of travel to New Renati, or
Prefer not to go
What
there.
about
you could go to
Right.
Barastock.
Ugh.
We could easily fly down the mountain.
You get to
I see.
Barastock.
My character's gonna be like, I'd rather not go there.
Oh, true.
Weird people.
If you were to go to Dane,
You could call them people.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
Oh yeah, I guess that's still.
Enfold Woods is upper left,
Oh, that's
so
a
it would
long
still
ass-
be
Pretty far.
pretty far.
Yeah.
Port Dane, maybe.
I
but
don't.
that's a port.
Maybe if they get some of their goods from there, we could get lucky.
Ports do tend to have good supply of
stuff.
materials and stuff. It's up to you guys if you wanted to do a teleport to another area.
Not a guarantee, but just if we want to try and buy not in hostile territory.
Oh yeah.
Since it's
No,
an option,
I get
but that adds at least 2 days.
That adds at least 2 days. Yep,
Yeah.
because you can only do the transport once per day.
Well, we could do
Yeah.
it now. I could fly us down to Barastock, New Barastock. We could stay the night, buy things.
They're not
Yep.
exactly, we need to trade something for
I would say Barastock is the absolute closest you could do from any of your current teleport locations. It would be the fastest method.
Medea,
So,
you would know
Yes.
more about Barastock than I would.
Considering help build some of the buildings, yes.
Is it a place of commerce?
Medea would know. Barastock is a place of innovation, and it is built on top of a massive mining network. I don't know how much Medea would be willing to admit this, but Barastock would be a fantastic place to find large quantities of silver. That's up to Medea as to if she would admit that.
For the mission. Yeah, it would be a good place to go. Especially for silver stuff. I kind of don't want to get lycro. I can't even say it. Lycanthropy? I don't even know how to say it. It's very hard for me, okay?
Lycanthropy.
See, you said it better than I
Paisane puts his hand up. I'd volunteer. Lycanthropy sounds kind of
You
badass.
want to be a... Yeah, I can
I
see you
see.
liking that, Paisane.
I mean, I'd be a lion wolf. Like, that
I mean,
sounds badass.
The only thing I
Yeah,
don't
actually-
like is the last time there was a werewolf in their party.
happened.
Rourke?
That thing happened.
Fire is
Fuck.
We don't want you dying
well,
of fire damage.
I mean, yeah, don't get hit by fire.
Also, we don't know long-term effects. What if it turns you into a crazed lion?
I'm not gonna go
wolf?
jumping to get bit, but
And
just
then
saying.
you start wanting to rip our faces off, and then you turn
That would
into
be
this
bad.
mindless
want-
thing.
You don't want weakness, right? They're weak to fire. You don't want that.
I like heat. That'd be
You
bad.
like heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah. that'd be-
All right, fine.
Freezing.
I'd probably have to live in the snow anyways, and fucking hate
Oh.
snow. So
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
No, I agree
never
with
mind.
Fuck that.
Really killed it for me. Okay, so
Well,
to
what time of day is
clarify,
it? Question.
it's like mid-afternoon by this point. You guys were resting throughout the day to go at night.
Right. Okay. Mid-afternoon. All right. Well,
You could probably still make it to New Barristock for nightfall if you go now.
okay. I'm good with this plan.
Okay,
Right.
so
Cool.
as the party gathers up around the tree at the grove, Mira, you put the key to the base of the tree,
Yeah.
and in a turning motion, you think of the elder tree.
Mm-hmm.
A seam forms in the middle of the tree and splits the tree in half, and the two halves bend to form an archway. And through it, you can see the grove of the elder tree. And as everyone passes through, one by one,
Wait.
Why do you make it sound so ominous?
No. Wait. I'm gonna burn a third level spell slot. Message Naren real quick. Naren, can druids track movement through trees? Like bad druid knows what tree we are in and exit, coming and going. Ah!
the reply is pretty quick. No?
I'm satisfied. I'll go through the tree.
Okay. The reason I'm saying it sound really ominous is because as you all pass one by one through the tree, we'll pick up next week.
Okay.
Because I don't have the new Barristock map just
No, I had
lying
a
around.
feeling me suggesting either of these things.
No, I fucking love this. That's a great idea. We're gonna get some fucking Medea lore, possibly. But I will have to prepare a little bit for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't gonna be ready. I'm like, it's a good idea, but we're gonna have to stop.
Oh, well, it's
Oh, yeah.
9:30
We're
anyways.
gonna
We gotta
stop
stop
anyway.
soon.
We had half
Yeah.
an hour, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if we just went straight across, we probably would have ended
Maybe.
there.
Probably because I wasn't expecting you guys to fly across the
To
channel
skip
just
all
yet.
that
Yeah, no.
shit,
Yeah.
so,
No, yeah, definitely. There's a map that probably will not be coming up for a while now.
Probably.
All right.
Two maps.
Davos. It's, yeah, that's
I can imagine
archive
Henry's
those.
gonna walk back in like, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
there
he
we go.
stopped out to check on the guards, and you guys just sort of through the tree, and he's like, "Oh, this is very
Okay.
familiar to me too." Being
Frost
left
will be
behind.
back.
Aww.
As you guys leave,
No.
somebody taps him on the shoulder. Frost, hey, let's talk. Anyways, I hope you
great.
guys enjoyed your little reward session after several sessions of badness.
Indeed.
But yeah,
I want silver arrows. More arrows.
Yep.
And there's a purpose.
Yep. And we'll need a silvering thing for
I don't-
y'all's weapons.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Something.
I don't know. I don't think it's
I don't know.
horribly
Silvering's not-
expensive.
I don't know how that
no,
works.
I don't believe.
You just
I know in previous editions
Forge
it's cheap,
more
but I don't
silver.
know in 5e.
You can silver a single weapon or 10 pieces of ammunition for 100 gold.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna be the most
Even-
expensive because I'm probably gonna
even
want
when
more
I
than
have
10 arrows.
Special.
Well, yeah,
blade,
probably.
Even if I have a special blade, that'll still.
Can't
We'll
hurt.
cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
I'm just not gonna use magic. Or I mean, I'm not gonna use weapons. I'll be like, bye.
You'll just use magic.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And stay far, far away from wolves.
Yeah.
I need to read my lore again.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
excited
wasn't anything too crazy.
No, but
for
it's still.
Yeah.
these life tether unks.
Oh yeah, they're so
Like,
cool.
They're cool.
Yes.
and we have teleportation
Yep.
magic. Yes.
Life Tether Onks, fast travel re-unlocked because it was unlocked previously with Morgana,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then that got
Yeah.
undone.
We
So,
needed circles though. We needed teleportation.
well, you need trees
circles.
now,
Yeah.
so it
That's
really.
a lot easier to find than teleportation circles.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
I don't think, for fairness, I don't think we're gonna be able to go, I'm gonna
No, it's not
remember
every
this
tree.
mundane tree.
No, I
know.
need it to be a reason your character would like. Maybe your character makes a reason for it, like you set it on fire or something. I don't know, but it has to be of large size or greater.
Unique.
You need to be reliably sure it will still be there in the future. So not like at a logging site or something.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
And it has to be unique or memorable in some way that I could foresee your character on a split second remembering this tree.
Oh,
Unless anyone here had the fucking keen mind feat, in which case forget it.
I'll take it next time. I'm just kidding.
So we're gonna get to see next session
Nope, but
the City of Innovation, New Barristock,
On a
and
side
the
note,
Dreadnought.
it would be a really good place to find a cure for something that doesn't exist.
Maybe. This place was the refugees, basically, of Barristock from the Invilium coming out into Alcest and establishing themselves. It's a sprawling city across mountain range and
the ruins
built
of
by
the
slave
sovereign.
labor.
Well,
But that's fine.
yeah, but Dia's not a slave anymore.
Anymore.
She got a sock.
Master's giving Medea a sock. Medea's a free elf.
But yes.
Free elf, literally.
Oh yes.
That's funny.
Oh
Take
god.
myself in
Oh
LDs
my
now.
Okay.
Well, I hope this
thank you,
was
Michael.
yes, you're welcome. I hope this was a very cozy, nice, back to happy times session for people who have been having horrible, bad stuff happen to them for a while.
Yes. Very much needed.
And then next week we go back to the trauma with Medea
Mm-hmm.
facing her abusers, possibly. We'll see.
Oh boy.
Yay.
Everyone
To our
beat
regularly
up.
scheduled suffering
Yeah.
for this nice shit. You got your treats. Back to the dungeons. All right. I'll see you
Alright.
guys.
Yep, I'll see you later, guys.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.